We can all just pull apart. We can live, we can love, yes, we can spark. We can give, we can own, we can shine together. We can all just fall apart. We can live, we can love, yes, we can spark. We can give, we can own, we can die together. The conversation, the separation, the overlooked $1,000,000 violations. Designed to forget, to hit reset. Desire your won't forget about the presets. The whole nothing back, burn up your last sack.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
Choose your command. You have chosen
the Face-Off Hockey Show.
I mean, hockey is my life. I've got on hockey underwear right now.
The Face-Off Hockey Show. What? With Scotty Waz. Sean O.
breakaway.
And the P-Boys, Johnny and Mark with the C.
Yeah, baby.
You believe it not? Yes!
Here's your host for the Face-Off Hockey Show, Scotty Waz.
Hey everybody! It's another week, and I actually showed up on time this week, so that's a moral victory, I think, for everyone in general. It's another week of Face-Off Hockey Show. Hi, Mark with the C's there. Hi, Mark with the C.
I'm here, and I have a Glengoyne 10 this week.
That voice you hear, you might remember him from such podcasts as Guycast, and
Maybe.
possibly an episode of Face Off Hockey Show no one remembers. And
Was Tristan part of the lesbian show?
no,
Not recently.
no,
Yes.
but he is easily mistaken for a lesbian himself. It's Tristan from the Guycast. Hi, Tristan.
Good afternoon, Mr. Waz. How's everybody?
Hey,
Just-
it is afternoon for Waz. That's good. That's good.
Technically, it's afternoon for everyone. It is afternoon o'clock, is what I was told back in the day. So yeah, I'm doing well. I think Mark is doing okay. He's settling into his new house, and Johnny P's still settling into his new house, right, Johnny?
Yeah, 3 years into it now, and I'm still settling into this place.
Well, there's a lot of boxes still.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not going to lie. There is stuff I haven't unpacked yet. Apparently, I didn't need it.
The joys of owning a house. I normally
Either that
have it.
or I've just bought new shit since. So.
As you can see, it only took 1 week for the background to get messy. It was very clean last week, and it is messy this week.
I like the enchanted hallway.
The what? Enchanted hallway? That's
Yeah, at
Narnia
least-
back there, man.
Awesome. There's no TVs with clothes on them. That's what I'm missing the most.
It's over there. You can't see it. It's just out of picture.
By the way, how cold is it there that you're wearing long sleeves?
It's just cold in my house. I should really turn off the AC. It's very, very high. Much higher than it needs to be.
Wouldn't the AC be low?
Well, yes, the temperature is low, but the actual device is running like higher than usual.
Yeah, but it's still
Production is
low.
high. Production of cold air is through the roof.
Oh, okay.
It's
That
high.
means you're not talking as much.
Yes,
Right.
because there's not enough hot air coming out of this.
Right.
Yeah.
You'll be hot by the time the show ends.
Yes, I will.
And then he'll point at the air conditioner and bust into a rhyme of "This is why I'm hot." It'd be all great fun because we all remember that song from back in the
Who even
day.
sang that song?
That's really what I'm here for, is to hear Mark do a rendition of This Is Why I'm Hot.
I'm hot because I'm fly. That's all I know.
You ain't because I forget what the word is.
Yeah, that was the lyric that confused me, not the rest of the song. It was just that particular one. I'm like, wait a minute, you ain't 'cause you not. I don't understand. First off, it's a double negative. And then I just
Excuse me, sir, your rhymes are grammatically incorrect.
How dare you? And then basically I sued him for false advertising. I don't know how I did. Still haven't won that class action suit yet because it was me and 17 other people.
All right, Glenn going 10s. Not bad. Not bad. I only got a little bit left, finishing that bottle off. But
How did you get that far in the bottle? And you said, "All right, you're good."
well, I decided when I was trying to collect the scotches and try them all Pokemon style. I thought I would leave a little taste of each one left in the bottom of the bottles so that I could go back to the ones that I liked and have a little taste. Clearly, I forgot which ones I left scotch in, which is good for me because free scotch.
Hey.
So you're just finishing off all the bottles now that you've moved them into a new house,
Yes.
and then you're gonna recycle.
Yes.
Are you gonna buy new bottles of scotch?
Eventually.
Like the ones you like?
Eventually. Yes.
I'm not gonna lie. If I walked into a liquor store and they just had a card that said "Gotta catch 'em all," and you just like punched out different alcohols that you bought, that would work on me.
Oh, yeah.
I would die of alcoholism. I have that gene in me. If you challenge me and they're like, "You have to do all these," I would, like that day.
So you love those like drink all the craft beers we have clubs.
Yeah, except my love of collecting things is outweighed by my hatred of craft beers. But that's not a bad thought.
Wow.
Hatred's a strong word, but yeah, me and beer don't get along as well as me and hard alcohol do. Let's say that.
Well, obviously, as we all know, beer before liquor, get drunk quicker. Liquor before beer, you're possibly queer. Wait, is that it? Wait, is that no? Okay.
That explains a lot of my college career. Holy wow.
Revelations here on Face Off Hockey Show. Hey, last show of our 12th year of doing this goddamn show every fucking Wednesday.
Wow.
That's a lot of Wednesdays we've spent together.
Me and Mark were about to go to our first years at college. Mark to University of Maryland, me to Newman University, or Newman College as it were called, or as I like to call it, the Franciscan University Catholic Knights, or FUCK, as we all know and love it as.
I love how you had to spell that out, just in case people didn't get the acronym.
Well, you know, just and also another reason for me to say fuck. So yeah, 12 years, and it's going to be 13 years this Friday, August 8th. So fun times, and already getting. I got a new shirt. Johnny P finally sent my Baltimore Bohemian soccer shirt, my first ever soccer shirt.
You can't say that I finally sent it. It took a week for it to
Scott, I finally received it. Is what I should have said.
I sent it before last week's show.
And we got screwed up because we had an arbitrary holiday in Canada on Monday. It's like, hey, we couldn't wait for another stat holiday.
Was it Siblings Day?
It was actually Heritage Day. Close.
Oh my God!
What happened?
The North American Roller. It's NARCH. North American Roller Championship of Hockey, maybe?
Yeah, that's it.
Can you just walk over with your computer and show us?
It's on Universal Sports right now. Look at this.
I had Universal Sports for a weekend, and then they took it away from me. Look
at this. Can you guys see that? Nope, you can't. Nope. And I can't go too far with this thing, so that's all you're gonna get.
All right, well then.
Check it out, people.
I'm just gonna go then. Thanks, guys. NBC Sports, you said?
It's on Universal Sports, so it's on FiOS channel
17.
Channel 596.
Oh, close.
We always joked around that station is just called Universal Shit Sports.
It is.
And lo and behold,
random sports on it.
Oh, random. Aren't random sports the best kind of sports, though? Let's be honest.
It is true.
There is something fun about seeing a really off the wall sport. Occasionally you see bass fishing on television. That kind of stuff is fascinating to me because there's this whole subculture of people I didn't even know who are super into bass fishing, and there's people that pay the money to do it. That stuff's interesting to me.
Yeah, I will completely agree with that. I watched bass fishing highlights for almost 2 hours on NBC Sports one day, and I was more intrigued by the people who went to watch the weigh-ins than the people who were actually fishing.
How many times can you watch a redneck pull a fish up out of the water off the side of the boat in 2 hours and be like, oh yeah, oh, that's really interesting?
I don't know. How long have you stayed near the Chesapeake Bay on a summer weekend?
I
Be
can't
honest,
judge.
we've all been there.
We can't judge anybody. Though remember, this entire country was fascinated with televised poker for 3 years. You know, that's weird in and of itself.
That's
It is true. The good redeeming part of televised poker, though, is that they told you the odds of somebody winning, so you didn't have to calculate them yourself.
Well, thank God for that,
really
because we were all
care.
doing that with bated breath.
Yeah,
No,
Scott
I mean,
was at home with his pad and paper, just.
I think they jumped the shark when they started commentating.
I had an abacus just ready to go. The best part is actually I went to IKEA today and bought a new abacus. It said "Take a
Is it
chance on
dual
me."
CD?
It is. Speaking of stats, I also came up with more Big Stand Invitational advanced stats
I
Excellent.
know. It's awesome.
because I have nothing better
Tristan
to do
missed
with
out
my life.
this year. He should have come with us.
You should have, Tristan.
He only
Next
heard
time.
about the bowling after the fact, though, I think.
Well,
I
everyone did.
saw some photos. It looked like fun. I'm sorry I missed it.
The videos are up online as well, and it shows you how terrible we actually were in real time. But I cut it to make us look really good, so perfect. But yeah, no, it was a huge time, and like I said, Johnny sends this, and I already got a comment from our Australian visitor, and she says she says it's a horrible jersey, and I said to her, "How dare ye, Sasky?"
I love that jersey. That's awesome.
Tell her she's short.
That's true. She is only 4'6", so she's only 4'11" in heels, and
That
this-
would be a full-size dress on her.
It really would, since it is a 3X.
It would actually be a long-sleeve dress.
Well, I mean, let's take a look back. Thankfully, I'm wearing pants, but you know, it's coming down to like past almost to my knees. It's tremendous. It's a nice little Baltimore
Wow.
flag.
It does say Baltimore 12 on the back of it, too. To
I saw
commemorate
that. I'm
the,
like,
that's the first year that the Baltimore Bohemians were around.
I thought there was a guy named Baltimore who was wearing number 12, and I'm like, wow, that's apropos for this
Yeah.
team. Very apropos. So yeah, Tristan, how have you been? How is the Guy Cast going? How is that thing going?
Oh, the Guy Cast is over.
What? Wait a minute.
It's still accessible online. All the archives are still there. The website guycast.net is going, so you can still go there and hear 400 and some episodes of horrible, explicit opinions from both my radio and life partner, I should say.
So you're going to start Married Cast soon?
Yeah. Just talk about how miserable it is. I have my 2-year-old lashed to a table leg out in the living room right now in order to get onto this. But no,
just throw scraps every once in a while.
We did this really cool thing where we saw kind of the end coming, and so we announced our final show, and then we never did it. So that was really good of us to tell our listeners.
That's like a Sopranos exit.
Yeah, it's exactly a Guycast fade to black. That's exactly what that was.
Don't be racist.
I promise that's not the last time that'll happen tonight.
All right,
But no, it was great fun while it lasted, and who knows? Like I said, the archives are still open. Maybe we'll nut up and get it done one of these days.
All right, so don't look forward to that, ladies and gentlemen. Knowing these two people as I do, it's never getting done.
We all know McClure doesn't have time for that anymore.
No, he's traveling, following Dave Matthews around.
He's a busy man.
He's a busy man.
He's at restaurant week tonight. Important things.
Is he cooking
Important
or
things for an
taking
important man.
pictures of food?
He's always doing one or the other.
I have to say, he is the closest to a real-life Barney Stinson as we'll ever get, minus the sexing.
Pretty much, minus the most important part of Barney Stinson's personality.
Exactly.
Yes,
Yeah.
you are correct.
And he wasn't a doctor at 12 either, so that was just a Doogie
true.
Howser reference. Because why not? Johnny, why are you wearing the same shirt 2 weeks in a row? I want to ask.
I probably just picked it up off the floor.
Okay, I thought I was comatose, and I thought we just did one long show for a week.
No, I can't remember what I wear from week to week, and if I don't actually look at last week's show to figure out if I was wearing that shirt last week, I just pick up shit and throw it on right before the show starts anyway.
You're looking at all John's possessions, by the way. That T-shirt and those 2 flags. That's it.
It's true. I don't even have pants on.
Yeah.
I like Johnny. He didn't take the setup from his militia podcast down. So he's still.
I did not. I did not. One
It's
week
week 47, and the evil empire's still trying to get us.
Well, I mean, if the world starts ending, I have the perfect backdrop to make videos and send them out to the masses. Because I know for a fact that the internet will still exist if the world starts ending.
Depending on where on the internet you're at, it's already ending. So, like, if you're on Twitter, that thing's just a shithole.
If you're on Twitter, it probably seems like the world is ending because it's just a wasteland.
Especially if you're on hockey Twitter, where now the debate is whether you like analytics or you don't, and that's been going on for at least 2 months.
I hate those people.
Which ones?
The ones who like analytics. Unless it has something to do with me.
Yeah. The only analytics I like are the Stanonomics that we are keeping for the Big Stan Invitational.
The Stanonomics, that's great.
Okay, so I'm outside the debate here. So you 3 are not for these newfangled analytics that they're applying in hockey, and I guess I'm hearing something about the NBA as well. Not a fan?
I'm not because I hate math. That's pretty much as simple as I get. That's too many numbers. I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with the extra stats as long as that's not all you're using. Because I don't know. We've had the debate, I guess, at some point. It works really well for baseball because it's more static of a sport and it's not as subjective, I guess. A hit is normally a hit, I guess, from place to place. A hit and an error could be called different, but a goal-scoring opportunity is far different in any hockey game that you've ever watched in your entire life.
But that's the interesting challenge, right? I mean, and that was the challenge that baseball was. I mean, that's the whole Moneyball thing, right? Is that a hit is a hit is a hit is a hit, but it doesn't tell you the whole story. Where does the hit go? Who fields it? You know, it's finding the statistics to improve the game and improve your analysis of it. I don't know whether they'll come up with good analytics for hockey, but I was reading about some of them the other day. I'm not reading about them, but reading about the challenges. You know, just the fact that there's multiple players coming on and off the ice, and you're absolutely right. I find it interesting. I don't know if it'll be useful, but I find it interesting. Anyway.
Yeah, there are. The problem I have with it is in baseball, there are well-defined things that determine the stats. I'll put it that way. Like it's well determined if someone's in position or out of position. It's easy to tell if someone's in position or out of position based on where they should be playing and where everyone plays. Now with shifts, like that's who knows how that is going to factor into advanced stats or whatever. But in hockey, there really is no way to tell if somebody is out of position or not. Like if they're really a better player over their replacement player, like a little VORP value over replacement player, there really isn't a great way to tell that in hockey because you rely on so many people other than yourself. Whereas in baseball, it's like if you can hit a curveball, you're a good player. Shock. There you go. Just because you can hit a good slap shot doesn't necessarily make you a good hockey player.
Very true. And yeah, I mean, like you said, it's so much more, so many more moving parts in terms of trying to get the math and then trying to do the math and then figure out, all right, well, this guy has this much puck possession, and while he's not scoring any goals or he doesn't have any assists or much like that, he's got puck possession, so he's valuable to us. Let's give him 5 years, $3 million per. Like, wait a minute, that doesn't make up sense at all. But with the new hires in Toronto and in this week Edmonton, where analytics guys are now getting their due from NHL teams, it seems that everyone is on those crusades to say, yes, analytics needs to be in hockey, and you need to respect it, God damn it, come hell or high water. That just creates.
This is the same thing that occurred, though, when teams started hiring capologists. I mean, they were an actual, real integral part of keeping a team together and making sure that you could make moves at the end of the year depending upon how much cap space you had remaining, because no one knew how to use a salary cap when it was first instituted after the lockout. But now I think you'll see the same thing. You'll see a bunch of people hire these statistical analysts, and then 4 years, 5 years from now, you just won't hear about them anymore. They'll just be doing their job.
Yeah, exactly, and that's fine. But I mean, at least with a capologist, you can say, well, now it's a necessity. You need someone because you need to stay under this amount. I don't think anyone is. There's a far outcry saying, okay, we need an analytics guy to tell us how much better Mikhail Grabovski is over somebody else because he possesses the puck 54% of the time. I mean, as a capologist, you can at least say, "Hey, this is keeping us under 39 million when the first thing happened, and then now it's up to what is it, 106 million?
I think
70 million. But still, regardless, yeah, I don't know.
Going back to Mark's point about hitting a curveball, did everybody see that? Did everybody see that there are Joe Boo bobbleheads given out in Ohio this past week?
Yeah, there were.
That's fantastic.
They're already on eBay for over $100 each.
What? God Almighty!
People have too much money.
Yeah, exactly, or not enough. I want
Free
one.
Joe Boo bobbleheads.
$100. That's like people scalping the Montreal draft tickets for like $50 when they're free.
Paid them. People paid for them though.
We just got in for free because that's how we roll.
Yes. So, Tristan, tell us about life with said baby. Scotty is the only one of these 4 hooligans on this show. Well, I guess Sean counts, so he does have a child, but the only one of the 3 people here is Scotty. So.
It's awful. It's really the worst. Like I'm leaving soon. Like don't tell Cleveland. Like this is not for me. I'm gonna buy a motorcycle and just cruise the desert out through like the Southwest or something like that. That sounds way better.
You've already said too much.
You've already done too much.
Wait, are we live? This isn't live, is it?
No, we're just fine.
We'll edit out in post.
Exactly.
Yeah, please do. No, it's actually it's a mixed bag. You know, it's nice to when you're single, it's nice to come home from work and just put your feet up and watch 5 episodes of Breaking Bad or whatever the case may be.
This is probably why I'm wearing the same thing as last week.
No, see, I could wear the same thing as last week, and nobody cares what I wear anymore because everybody's focused on the child. So, but no, you know, coming home from work at the end of the day and like that job ends and your next job begins in the evening is a little bit, you know, wears you thin. But you know, he's cool. He just turned 2. He's you know, having a great time. He's into, you know, race cars and ambulances and helicopters and airplanes, which is awesome. I'm just waiting for the day when he turns like 13 and he's like, "Daddy, I don't like cars. I just want to dance." You know, so
just keep him away from McClure.
Well, hey, BronyCon just wrapped up in Baltimore there last weekend, so hey, it could be worse.
That's a weird thing, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know how I would feel if my son came to me when he's like 15 and he's like, "Dad, what I really want to do is go to this thing in Baltimore where we celebrate this thing that 12-year-old girls were really into in 1987.
It's funny. I, from my work, actually went to BronyCon this year because he's a big brony, both literally and figuratively. And just looking at pictures, trying to find him at the urging of my other coworkers, man, that's odd. And the fact that almost 10,000 people showed up to that thing, even weirder to me, honestly.
10,000 people. I try not to judge, but that's a weird thing to be into. It's just
no, it is.
To each their own. Like, you know, Comic-Con rolls through Baltimore. It's not Comic-Con. What's the big one in the summer in Baltimore? Otakon, exactly.
Otakon.
Oh, it's a Bob Odenkirk festival.
Yes.
Yeah, the Bob Odenkirk Fest. Yeah, exactly. The Mr. Show Fest, as some people call it. No, Otakon rolls through every summer, and those kids are kind of strange, but it's, you know, it's whatever. They're into anime and video games, which I'm down with. But My Little Pony, I don't get it. I don't understand.
It's such a specific thing. I think that's what really gets it. I mean, at least with anime, you have a wide range of things you can choose from just the regular like Cowboy Bebop that a lot of people know in mainstream to tentacle porn. So you have that wide variety there, and Comic-Con the same thing, a huge variety there. But My Little Pony is such a specific thing, and to have a 3-day fest, I mean, God bless them. God love them for going all out and not having any shame.
A 3-day festival where the average age is probably 28, and it's attended almost exclusively by males.
It's 70-30 guys.
What do they talk about though? Like all of these festivals, they have like sessions, right? Like interview panels and stuff. Like what do they talk about?
They have
For
panels.
3 days.
They have the voice panels and all this other stuff, the writing staff and arts and all this other crazy stuff. There was a concert apparently there.
Is My Little Pony still on TV?
Yeah, no, they have a new. My little one's into it. It's a new little sensation of it. And they have all these new crazy things, and it's just very odd. Like I tried, like she wanted to watch it once.
Is there like
what?
a He-Man Comic-Con?
In fairness, you guys have done a show about one sport for 13 years now,
True.
so they could probably
No.
fill up a weekend with My Little Pony.
No. If we really go back and look at the tape, we've done one solid year of hockey talk.
Maybe a year and a half.
I mean, I told
Actually-
you in the beginning we had an entire show that had lesbians on it.
We did have the lesbian show, and we did a whole tournament of bowling across Anne Arundel
There
County.
was also a show that I was part of while I was a sperm in Fells Point for
Oh,
Halloween.
that's right.
That's true.
Holy shit.
That might have actually been the lesbian show.
Yeah, that was. Yes, it was. No, it wasn't the lesbian
We
show.
can't combine those two. They have
No,
to
that was a Halloween show. The lesbian show was a Thanksgiving show, I think,
be as it should be.
as it should have been.
So,
It was a feast for all.
Which year did we start doing
2 hours.
the 2-hour show?
2003.
Can we just go ahead and say that it was exactly 2 years or 3 years that we did a 1-hour show and then moved to 2?
Yes.
What do you want to say? 2.5?
It's easier for analytics.
2.5?
For analytics wise, we can say 2.5 years we did an
2.5 years times 52, because I don't think we took any weeks off. That's 130 hours right there,
Not
Jesus
including
Christ,
draft show.
not including the draft shows.
We did a
You've never had
3-hour show.
You've never had a week off?
No.
And we kind of have.
Well,
We've had like 2 or 3 best of shows that we ran.
Oh, okay, all right.
but
so that we didn't
overall, our
because
content
like
is all
I mean sometimes Wednesday and ends up on a Halloween. I mean on a Christmas or New Year's.
Or it ends like this past year on a Christmas Eve where Scotty goes out and gets loaded and does 2 hours and 9 minutes by himself on YouTube.
All right.
So
So
the fact
I'm gonna-
that first off, the fact that I did that is still amazing.
Yes.
So
I'm going to say that we did 51 shows a year for the last 11 and a half years. That's, we've took 11 and a half shows off. It's probably about right.
that sounds right for things.
So,
shows off and just
we've done-
pretty-
But
Yeah,
we're done 12 years. Why are we doing 11 and a half years?
Because I already,
of 2
I already took out the 2.5
Well, then
I
it should.
understand.
Wait a minute.
of
That's
one.
math.
That's 10 and a half.
Of 1 hour.
Should be 9.5 if we're taking 2.5.
What?
We're only going into we've just finished year 12.
But how many years do we take off for the hour show?
No, this was what 2.5 years. That's why so I
Okay,
got
then
130 hours.
Then it's 9.5 years for the 2-hour show.
And why only 9.5?
Because you add 9.5 and 2.5, that equals 12.
I hate math. Scotty Watt, 12 minutes ago.
I'm just messing with you at this point.
Tristan, this is why we don't like analytics.
Exactly.
Yeah, clearly.
Like, as we're starting our 14th season, I need to know why we're doing this. Point is this, folks. We don't know why we're doing this. We just like talking to each other.
All right, I like
Yes,
the other answer better, but this one is we've done almost exactly 1,100 hours of content.
Jesus Christ,
Which-
that's a lot of money.
That's
Which
just
is-
weekly
which is-
shows, too. That doesn't include any of the draft shows.
That does not
right?
include any of the draft shows. So we've done, including it's 18.3 days worth of content.
Wow.
What the hell?
That's amazing. That means that Sean Leahy can watch 3 weeks full of the show when he wants to.
And still not tell
you
you
could really
to
only
record.
listen. Only
Or
listen.
to. Yeah, listen to. I do have the entire first season on WAV files.
CD
that I
Wave.
can send people.
Wow.
So we're gonna go ahead and assume that all of the draft shows are about
2
0.7
hours at
a day.
least.
Let's call all of the combined draft shows about 3/4 of a day. So
Yeah.
we're looking at 19 days worth of content, fellas.
That's fantastic. That is. Wow.
That's like
Fan-
that's close to 6 BronyCons.
That's true.
When is the Face-Off Hockey Show con is what I'm worried about. That's really all. First off, do I need to show up or can I Skype in?
We start doing live shows, but it's just TVs on a stage, and we're like at our house.
I just like it if we rented out a convention hall. We did a show there and it was empty. There's maybe 2 people there.
When
That's
I
my
have the
dream.
money to rent out the convention hall, I'm doing it.
Dude, all we have to do is just rent out Frank's Den for like $16.
That's true.
And then play darts, and away we go.
Frank's
think
Den
you-
would let us.
I think you should have face-off hockey con, but still encourage people to dress up like horses, just to screw
Well,
with the general public.
There's a thing, Tristan, and you're gonna enjoy this on the Tumblrs because it's such a popular thing. So much so that we converted all our website to Tumblr. It's called My Little Blackhawk, and someone does art for the Blackhawks players as My Little Ponies. So like Patrick Kane has like a mullet, and like the Jonathan Toews one is serious, and all kinds of. They have like little charms in their butts for what position they play. It's quite tremendous, and they've branched out.
The internet is really full of really talented people really wasting that talent, isn't it? It's really incredible the things that people are doing on the internet to just waste their time.
See 19 days of content.
Yes.
Touche.
Yeah, who am I to judge?
Oh yeah, so yeah, if you have a chance, check out My Little Blackhawk. It's quite fantastic and scary at the same time. I wonder if they were at BrodyCon.
That's what I'm going to do right now.
Yeah. Yeah, good times, great memories. Hey, something we didn't get to last week because I woke up late. I made a purchase, and it's quite fantastic. And for the Big Stand Invitational, it's going to come in quite handy.
I'm so nervous right now.
Yeah, me too.
It's okay.
All
it's
right,
fine.
he's just gonna show us his balls.
Is this the one where he brings a 45 to his head and we just watch him send it?
It's our Budweiser time, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, it's just balls.
The T-zone, because we're all about the T-zone in this bitch. My new personalized bowling ball.
Where's the Waz?
What do you mean? Where's the Waz? I'm right here.
You said it was personalized.
No, I wish. Actually, here it's my U.S. Bowling Congress number. Apparently, I think I don't really know. They just have numbers and the U.S. Bowling Congress there. But what I want to do is once I upgrade
Hold
gear
on, does Canada have a bowling congress?
apparently, but we don't give a shit about it. It's just called the
Yeah.
10-Pin Federation, and it sounds really weird. So we just
That
go
is a
by the-
gang.
That is a gang. It's just like, wait a minute, Federation. This isn't good at all. So yeah, but once I upgrade gear, I'm gonna get this airbrushed into the Maryland flag, and it's just gonna look really bitchin'. But for now, this is the bad boy that now does all the bowling for me. Where I just
Can you
throw it down the
airbrush?
lane.
Can you airbrush a bowling ball?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Not that I've looked into it or anything like that. It's about
That's what I suspected.
Do they have to take a layer off the top to airbrush it and then put that layer back on?
Look, you probably got to sand it down and maybe just put a thing and clear coat over top of it.
What is
It's
it made of? Porcelain?
So you're gonna wear your Bohemians jersey with black 3/4 length, black socks, and your black shoes with your new Maryland painted ball, aren't you?
Essentially, I'm going to be a walking tourism billboard for Baltimore
I
when
just
all
like
is said
the-
and done.
I just like that you're going to take this carefully engineered surface that someone has put together over hundreds of years. You're going to sand it down, have some junkie on the boardwalk airbrush this thing for you, and spray it with some Krylon clear coat and hope that it still performs the same. Good luck. Don't feel bad at all.
Well, listen, all the engineering is in the inside of the ball, so as
That's
long as
true.
you drill on the inside and knock the block off, it's fine.
As an engineer, I can speak to that being completely and 100% way off.
Yeah. Well, listen, point is
Yeah. Friction, surface area, none of that's important. Rotation of the ball and its interaction with the ball. You're probably right. It's
Science.
probably just the cork in the
Fuck
middle that's important. I
Just
don't
like
even
a
know
baseball.
what is in the middle of a bowling
What is
ball?
in a
I don't
bowling
even know.
ball? Let's take a look.
What is in a bowling ball, you
Can
say?
you find that on Wikipedia?
You can find that on bowlingball.com.
Bowlingball.com.
I'd look it
It's-
up, but I can't read.
It's fine.
Has
It's
anybody
understandable.
cut a bowling ball in half?
Never, ever.
By the way,
Never
they
been
have,
done.
they have scented bowling balls as well, by the way. Just FYI.
Do they smell like Pound Town?
Yes, they do.
They should.
All right, here we go. So we're gonna go on Scotty's
Either
screen
that or
share.
the wood scent. I bet that's good too for
Here's the Scotty screen share, and this is what's on the inside of the bowling ball in a reactive core area.
That looks like a brain.
It's two
What?
pairs of testicles right on top of each other like
You're
that.
exactly
Exactly.
right.
Scissoring testicles.
Testicle scissoring. Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, this is actually the new Storm bowling balls Optimus ball, which is one of their more high tech balls.
There's
They
an
have the-
axis. Is there literally like a rod going through the middle of the testicles?
Oh
There's
my
like an
God.
access point, yeah.
You're not even joking.
No. It's right there, it goes through there, and that's the weight block there, causes the reaction of the lane and all this other fun junk in the middle of it.
Oh, it's weighted on one end? I thought it was symmetrical.
No, this is a weight block right here, and this is the different distribution right there.
Wow.
Clearly, Scott has done research.
A little bit.
That little part right there is for the Johnson rod. That's what that one's called.
Exactly.
Where-
Johnson rod, and the
Where
new
exactly in the testicles do you put your fingers?
I don't know. Depends on what night it is. Honestly.
Wow,
Are the
I
fingers on the
had
top
no
of it, or
idea.
where the weight block is? The weight block's on the bottom, right?
The
On
weight block's
opposite
got to be
side
on the
from your
bottom. It's
finger.
got to be under the finger holes.
Well, Yeah. Well, they figure the whole thing out, and the finger holes are calculated probably right over in this region right here.
Okay.
And then they do all the sizing and stuff, and I think you could actually position it differently depending on what kind of reaction you want from the ball itself. So you could turn it upside down if you want a better reaction one way or t'other, depending on different lanes. And let's look at the description of
Is this
the.
like is this like club fitting? Did they like watch you throw balls like for 3 or 4 like frames? And
No,
they're
what they
like,
did
this
is
is the
they
ball
actually-
you need.
All right, I'm going to come back to regular shot, and we'll go back to screenshot in a second. But no, they actually they measured basically both my ring and my middle finger, measured it there, then measured it from the distance from the tip of my finger to that, and then my thumb, the position of my thumb, and how that's going to go, how it reacts coming out of the ball, then the measurement from my mid finger to my thumb, and then my ring finger to my thumb to find a positioning, which then gives you the holes of the ball right here. So it's personalized fit to my fingers. It's all nice and snug and tight, so I don't have to deal with the house balls and the craziness that goes on there. So that's the fun part about this.
That's fascinating.
As
It is
far
actually fascinating.
I'm not
as far as
joking.
it
That's really
comes down to
interesting.
this, you come down to this, and it's a reactive resin for a cover stock on this one, which is the new Storm ball, which is probably going to. A lot of people are using it. A lot of people are raving about it. Grit polish, pro reactive, tri-sphere core. Symmetric core type, and also smells of berries and cream. That's the fragrance that you have for this Optimus ball. They also have black cherry and other balls, but depending on the ball type, obviously
Oh
different.
my God, it has a fragrance.
Yeah, most of the Storm balls have fragrances. That's one of their
If
big.
your balls smell,
God.
if your balls smell fruity, it's probably because you're covering something up.
I wish my balls smelled like berries and cream. That sounds like a recipe for a win.
The radius of gyration is a 2.48.
Hello.
Whoa!
The differential from
Not the way I do it.
Heyo. The differential, which is the difference of radius of gyration on the x-axis and the y-axis, is a 0.048 on this one. Perfect scale 212.7, and high performance ball, obviously, for the top professionals. And this will cost you $150 on sale right now. You save $100, save 40% on an introductory rate for the Storm Optimus ball.
The best part's going to be when you take it to the alley the first time and put it in the gutter 8 times in a row.
Motherfucker! Why is this
No,
hurting?
didn't you have you had like a 60 for the first 3 frames that you threw this ball?
Yeah, no, I threw the ball. I had 2 strikes the first 3 balls I threw with my new one. I'm like, all right, this is the good shit. But the ball that I got here you go, the T-Zone Caribbean Blue. This has it's a dry laying condition, high polish. The cover stock's plastic because it is an introductory type. I'm not gonna break the bank on a fucking first ball.
Yeah. You gotta wait till you get into the experienced balls to do that, right?
Exactly. Right, ladies. And where is the? Do they have?
So what? Do you buy this ball for $150 and then take it to someone to have them drill it?
Actually, I bought this.
What you do with your balls, you can do on your own time.
Exactly.
Okay.
I actually bought this. I bought this at the lanes that I bowl at, and he drilled. He's like, I bought it at 1 o'clock. He had it all drilled and ready for me by 4. So they do it in house, but there's a lot of places.
It took him 3 hours to drill it.
Just because there was like 10 balls in front of me.
Oh, okay.
I
mean, that's amazing if it's that type of craftsmanship. I was just saying that.
Yeah. Yeah, but
it's
no.
Not just a simple drill, right? Like they gotta drill it and then sand down the holes so they're not sharp and stuff like that. I imagine there's a certain
down, put little covers and junk in it, and it's quite the thing. I didn't see him do it though. I should have, so I can drill. I could go into my garage and do my own drilling company and really screw up people's balls, ladies.
I think
so,
Scotty Watts' drill company. Bring your balls.
Exactly. We got you by the balls. And
that would actually be a great slogan for most bowling alleys.
And also, you can buy some NHL balls as well. They have the NHL different ones, like the Stanley Cup champion one. They have
Blackhawks.
They have My Little Blackhawks. They have a Capitals ones. It's fantastic, actually. You can get all kinds of crazy shit on here. But yeah, no, it's definitely a science for this whole crazy bullshit that we call bowling. Yeah, so there, the whoop, there it is, as the kids like to say. Yeah.
How about that?
So
That's
new bowling
pretty amazing. I like it.
I enjoy it as well.
This means that Scotty's going to kick the shit out of us next year.
You say that, but I probably won't bring my ball with me because of the fact that they'll think it's an old-timey bomb. Because TSA be crazy, yo. And yeah.
Oh, they will definitely win because in no way, shape, or form will Scotty be able to use house balls after using his own ball for a year.
Kidding me? To be honest with you, as much as my fingers like different holes every now and again, it's going to be really weird. And I learned from this year that
you get calluses if they're too tight or too loose.
Tell my last girlfriend
That's
that.
right, like Goldilocks.
I'm going to tell your girl you said that.
I'm just talking about bowling balls, Tristan.
Mark said he's getting calluses. Loosen it up.
Zing.
You should not have invited me here.
No, it's fine. It's fine. You're saying what we're all thinking. We were going to have an intervention, but this is even easier. 19 days worth of contents, and we finally get to it. Finally say what we're all thinking. But that's fine. That's fine. The hell should we talk about, guys? We have another 17 hours to do for this show. We got to bowling. The advanced stats we can do later.
We didn't tell anybody the advanced stats for the Big Stand Invitational, though.
Since we're on our bowling block, should we do that now?
Yeah, we might as well.
All right.
We'll go for it's a two-frame evening tonight on Wednesday.
2-frame evening tonight. You know why, kids? Because it's goddamn August, and we shouldn't be talking hockey anyway. How we started our first show is I think we made a Corey Stringer dying joke.
That's true.
It really got off.
I've heard the first show. The first show we literally talked 15 minutes about Corey Stringer dying.
And then Pete Rose. And I don't know why. And then
Face Off Hockey Show.
Face Off Hockey Show. We'll talk football deaths and baseball gambling.
That's right.
Man, there's been no good celebrity deaths recently, have there? I wanted to make a really off-color joke, but I got nothing.
Yeah, no, there haven't been. That's very true. Usually we're the first to touch on that.
We're out of cycle at this point. We gotta wait for it to start over.
That is true. Who was the last big celebrity death?
I don't know.
Paul Walker?
Yeah, he died right around the same time as Philip Seymour Hoffman, right?
No. Paul Walker died like last November. I remember where I was. It was Thanksgiving weekend. I was at Crazy Little's. They poured one out for him.
Oh, well, didn't PSH die soon? Like recently? More recently?
I
Yes.
don't know when.
Philip Seymour Hoffman died like a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months ago.
He might have been the most recent one then.
All right, here we go. Deaths in 2014.
Paul Walker died in November.
All right.
I was way off.
August 6th. No one. No one really died. Marilyn Burns died yesterday. James
And-
Brady, the guy from
and
the Brady Bill.
Philip Seymour Hoffman just died in February, so they were a few months apart.
A little close, a little close. Ed
To me,
Joyce,
they were very close. It was right around the same time.
close enough. All right, let's check deaths in July of 2014. See how we're going here. Nope. A lot of crazy people I don't know.
Didn't Andy Griffith or something just die?
What?
I thought he died.
He could have died years ago. I don't know. Let's check that one off. Oh my goodness. How is Opie ever going to survive?
I like where
Liberty
John's
now.
head is at right now.
That's very true. I think it's going well. Man, there's really no one that's died that's noteworthy. Jesus Christ.
He died a long time ago.
That's up for debate. Depending on who you believe.
If he comes back, then we're fucked.
Yeah, if he comes back, then well, at least we got 19 days worth of content to go to hell with, and then after that,
the internet will still be up. So
exactly.
Oh, no. I was wrong. Andy Griffith died back in like 2012. I was totally
Close. Now you're close. You're only 2 years off.
that was right around when Paul Walker died.
Yeah. That's 2012 was when Connor was when my son was born. So basically everything since then has been a blur. I've got no sense of time anymore.
Okay.
But the funny part is that when anybody asks you how old he is, you know, like, to the month.
Oh yeah, I should just start saying like he's as old as Andy Griffith has been dead. Perfect.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's like every
Make
year
other
when
people
we
do the
talk
work.
about the Triple Crown, they tell me how old I am.
He has grown as much as Andy Griffith has rotted in the ground. Perfect.
That's good. That's a good.
Connor has
correspondence.
literally been sucking the life out of Andy Griffith.
One is
Since he
growing,
died.
the other is shrinking. Yeah, perfect.
Would we go? Would Super Mario be a guy who Ultimate Warrior? I would think is more closer than Philip Seymour Hoffman.
When did he die?
April.
Yeah, he died like right as WrestleMania was happening.
Literally 2 days after WrestleMania. Went out, gave a crazy speech, and away he went.
Who's Super Mario? Is he that boxer?
It was Bob Haskins, the guy who actually played Super Mario in the Mario Brothers movie.
Hey, paisano.
He's dead?
Yeah, he died. He died of pneumonia.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's really sad.
Yeah.
He also was in Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, absolutely. He was awesome. I'm sad to hear that.
Yeah, no, he died April 30th, 2014.
Mm.
And you'll be late to the condolence party. We all poured one out for him.
Here's to you,
And
Bob.
Went down a warp tube. It's pretty crazy.
Seriously, though, that movie is really awful.
Yeah, it was terrible. That's what Dennis Hopper likes to call. I needed some money. And then it went from there. There it is.
Now we're gonna have to take this video
Yeah,
down.
now it's gonna be off.
I only played 10 seconds.
There we go. No, it's just gonna be flagged like the full. The funny thing is when I put the full matches up for the Big Stand Invitational, there was several songs because of the PA that got flagged. It still works, but you know, it's just people saying they need their royalties somehow or some way.
Do you have the theme to Waterworld?
No one does.
Yeah, it's gone.
That's something
they
that
just
John
erased
Williams did. If so, good for him.
It's just water,
Was it a theme?
water, world,
Was the
world.
theme to Waterworld some songs from The Little Mermaid?
I actually have no idea. I was just trying to make a Dennis Hopper equally bad movie reference.
Ah.
Even though I actually genuinely like Waterworld, most of the world seems to hate it with a passion.
It's by a guy named James Newton Howard and Digimon Frontier. I don't think Digimon Frontier is a dude. I think that's his company, maybe.
I think that's a Nintendo DS game, to be quite honest with you.
Digimon Frontier.
Might have to look that one up. All right, so looking up
Didn't,
the
didn't I see
Yes.
recently that the Game Boy came out about 25 years ago?
That's
yeah,
correct.
yeah, that was a thing, and I saw the reaction of they gave little kids Game Boys and tried to tell them, hey, this is what we had to play back when we were younger, and they were very appalled by it. I think talk some shit. And honestly, I'm gonna find those 8-year-olds and beat the shit out of them.
Yeah.
I feel
Get
like
a
I would
Double
still
Dragon
like
style.
playing Tetris on a Game Boy, though.
Because you know what? I'm pretty sure I can kill at least 15 9-year-olds within 2 minutes.
With a Game Boy?
Just in general. I think just kill them with my bare hands.
Are
I
you
just
gonna
pick
go
one
for the
up.
high score?
What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to see how many 9-year-olds I can kill within a daytime span. And I think I got a pretty good
That's
chance.
dark.
Yeah.
Is
Listen,
this
I'm
Could
a
at least
video
on
game?
10-year-olds, and we could have pretended it was Scotch, but nope. I don't know about 9-year-olds.
No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my kid's school. She's going to be in 2nd grade next year. And I'm just going to go and beat the shit out of her classmates. And so, you know
I don't
why?
think we
Because-
can air this now.
Hold on, no, because they've had it too good for too long. And I
At
think
least,
now is the
at least
time.
that way. The way he phrased it before made it sound like he was going to go on a murder spree of exclusively 9-year-olds.
And at this point, we have all become accomplices to this because we've known about it and we didn't call any authorities.
And you know what I'm going to do after that? Is I'm going to go to the Calgary Zoo and beat the shit out of every little baby animal. I'm going to go in that fucking petting zoo and just put them in like Kimura locks till my fucking arms get tired. And that will show them. That'll show all you little bastard animals that we are the ones to be feared. We are the king of the jungle. You sons of bitches.
Nobody say anything. Don't help him.
I'm going to go into that stingray tank and avenge Steve Irwin's death. I'm just going to I'm going to fucking like honestly, you murdering sons of bitches. How dare you take one of our Australian treasures away?
Seriously though, how many 9-year-olds do you think you could take in a fight before they swarmed you? At one time, they're all gonna come at you. How many of them do you think you could take? You don't have to kill them. You just have to, incapacitate. Take them out of the fight.
Oh, geez. Incapacitated. I'm going all day long. I'm going in quadruple digits. Because you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to take one by the ankles and just swing him around like fucking Cesaro and just keep knocking him out.
Scotty, let's be real. How many times do you think you're going to rotate a 9-year-old?
I don't know, dude.
Before you get tired and fall over?
I can wing my kid around for 2 hours straight because she's like 40 pounds. So if I wing her around, I'm 280. So I'm pretty sure I got the muscle mass. I'll be fine. I'll be all right if I get symmetrical motion. And then if I get too tired and dizzy, I can just fling them, create some space for myself to just stumble for a bit, and then start again with another one and go the reverse direction and get my bearings about me.
You've never thought this through.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm more afraid of here, the fact that we're talking about it or the fact that he's clearly thought about this a lot.
Just saying. This needs to be done. These privileged little shits have had too much time to themselves on their 3DSs. Let's get them out into the real world. Like, honestly, I don't think any of them can survive because once they get into the real world, all that pollen and peanut dust is going to get to them. They're going to anaphylactic shock, and I think that counts my numbers up. I think that puts my numbers up if they fall down before they get to me.
You're going to start serving peanut butter sandwiches and hope for
I'm
the
going to
best.
put peanut butter on my fist and then go from there.
I see.
It's going to be a fun time.
I've got this horrible image of him kicking in the door to a classroom on the first day of school.
Gotta send the message. Gotta send the message. Gotta let them know. Listen,
Uncle Scotty's coming for you.
I'm gonna get to them before you get to me. Like honestly, that's really the message I'm gonna send. You're gonna put me in a home when I'm older? No. Here's what's gonna happen first.
Did Stan give you this idea?
Stan was the one who told me how to pick. He picked by the ankles and you just go that route. He's the one who told me that method. Like, you know what? That's not a bad idea. Like, goddamn, way to go, Stan. Appreciate it. Speaking of Stan, Big Stan Invitational stats. So I divided this down. We got 11 statistics thus far that I decided to break down. Left lane, right lane, the averages for both. Johnny, actually Mark with the big average on the left-hand lane, 115.7.
That's right.
Johnny, 108 straight up, and me, 86.7. Johnny dominated the right-hand lanes, though, passing it on the right-hand side, 114.2. Mark, 110.3. Me, 98.7. duck pins, that's where I decided to rule. 99.3 average on that. Johnny 97.3, Mark 88.3.
Yeah, you can
Ted-
really tell when you look at the statistics that the reason I beat Mark by 1 pin was because of the duck pins.
Yeah, because Mark got a 124 average on the 10 pins. Johnny 119.5, me 92.3.
Very sad.
Percentage of first ball 8 or more. Mark dominated that in a big way.
It's not good. That's not a good stat.
No, 51.1% of his first balls were not 8 or more. Johnny 49 or 45.6. I had 38.9. Remarkably, 3 times out of the 9 lanes, Mark had 7 or more 9 balls. First 2, and then the third to the last. That's a lot of math right there. 5 or less. That's where I dominated. When I had first ball 5 or less, 33.3%. Then Mark 25.6. Johnny 24.4. Marks after the 6th frame. This is one Johnny wanted for sure, because he was getting marks after the 6th frame hardcore, and boy howdy was he. 65.5%.
Oh yeah.
Johnny's marks were after the 6th frame. Mark 55.2, 42.1 for myself. Marks from first ball 8 plus. Johnny 51.2, Mark 45.7, 42.9 for me. And then no pins. This is where it got really depressing for me. But oddly enough, Mark had the highest percentage, 25.6 percentage of no pins per ball thrown.
That's because he kept hitting 9s.
Yeah, he kept hitting 9s and couldn't recollect that 1 pin. 25.1 and then 20.8. How many? I think it was 29 9 pins for the first ball
9s.
First ball 9s.
First ball 9s.
All right, so percentage.
Those are some advanced stats.
Exactly. So percentage of marks per type of pins. Man, oh man, Mark, you only had 2 marks of your 29 total in duck pin. So 6.9% of your marks came in duck pin. 93.1 remarkably came in 10 pin. Johnny 79.3 to 20.7 10 to ducks, and I actually had a 68.4 to 31.6 10 to ducks. First ball average. Johnny 6.6 overall, 5.6 in duck pins, 7.2 on 10 pins. Mark's first ball on duck pins, 4.8.
Ouch.
Not so good, boss. Not so good. 7.5 on 10 pin, though. I split perfectly. 6.1 on duck pin, 6.2 on 10 pin. Second ball average, Johnny 1.9, Mark 1.5, 1.9 for me as well. And Mark had the biggest third ball pin for 10 pin, 17 pins total. Johnny had 10 and I had 6. And then second and third ball average for duck pin, Mark 1.8, Johnny 1.6, I had 1.5. And that so far is the stats, advanced stats for the Big Stand Invitational. Standonomics is what I'm going to call it.
So do these advanced stats for the Big Stand Invitational say that we are good bowlers?
We could use improvement. We could buy balls that smell like things. I want to pitch to Storm Products a ball that looks and smells like Maryland, so Old Bay, all up in that.
Strippers.
You're like the goddamn Billy Bean of amateur bowling.
Exactly. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna have a new thing called Money Balls. It's gonna be great. It's actually a porno I'm making. It's really weird. Billy flicking his bean. It's really odd. Really odd thing that I'm doing here.
Oh boy.
And this is why we only dive down to hockey for an hour a week, because it's summer and the living's easy. So there you go. I actually want I'm gonna put Old Bay in my bowling ball, see if it stays scented that way. I don't know.
Put it in the holes.
Well, obviously. Where am I
then it goes right down to the core.
Exactly, and then I could taste my fingers after.
So is the weighted part of the ball Australia?
What's that?
Is the weighted part of your ball Australia?
Because it's down under?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to figure out where the weighted part is.
Probably.
I just don't understand.
Why don't it's easy enough to understand.
I don't understand the different nut-looking things that are inside of the spherical thing.
Honestly, I don't either. That'll remain a mystery to me forever.
Well, if you go on the YouTube, Storm Bowling Balls actually has
Like, if you get really
section on
good, do you just become somebody who throws the ball and the like weighted part always hits the ball? So that's why you get like the most break.
you get the most reaction of the thing, and it just breaks as it hits the lane part. They said that the technology in bowling is so much so now that you don't have to throw it with power anymore, which I think is my downfall. Because I'm throwing with so much power.
Yeah, very strong man.
Clearly
Well,
the issue.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, yeah, because what's happening is I'm throwing it just wildly, and the ball's reacting way too much, and it's just like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? And going wide. Whereas someone like Mark finessing it down, the ball's
Just
reacting
like
perfectly.
most of Norwood's field goal kicks.
Exactly. It's essentially the Norwood free wood kick. Jesus Christ. All right. Here's the inside of my ball. Not testicles. It's fine. So this is it's simple, basic. It's just a bell shape. There's the weight in there, and there's the access point
It's
right
not.
there.
But how is that?
What?
Is that a cutaway? What
Yeah,
is
it's a
going
cutaway.
on?
It's half the ball, and then there's 3/4 of the ball here.
I see.
That's nothing like the
No, because
testicle scissoring ball we were just looking at.
Well, because I have an introductory ball, so it's like it's my first bowling ball kind of thing.
So his first bowling ball just gets the bell end.
Exactly. It's simple. It's the bell lap, and away we go.
But
Oh
the
my
other
God.
ball get the heavier $150 balls that gets the full like testicle set.
Here's the thing.
That
Here you.
one's got testicles, and that one looks like it's got the head on the inside. What is
That's
what is going
Well,
on
here's
in
the thing,
the
here's the thing,
bowling
here's-
ball engineering industry?
You have your polyester balls like I have there. You have your vintage. You have your affordable. You have your entry level. You have all-purpose. You have the flip ball. You have the hook ball. So let's look at the Mastermind Genius, shall we? If we're going to go ahead with Brunswick, here's the core of the Mastermind Genius. So you guys can figure out what the hell's going on here. I ain't got a goddamn clue.
What is that?
It's a
Top.
dreidel. Clearly,
It's a dreidel.
a
It's
Canadian dreidel.
It's a Jewish ball.
It is actually because the Star of David's in the middle.
Yeah.
It's a dreidel with a half a Star of David on there.
So there you go. There's the core. And you're having the core right there, and away you go.
Is that
Hours
one
of bowling.
called?
It's the Mastermind Genius.
How much is that ball?
You're probably looking about, I don't know. It's available February. They don't say anything. Oh, here we go. Here we go. The strike line, Johnny. Here's your strike line comparison to the Mastermind and the Mastermind Genius. If you go here, typical oil pattern, dry lane condition, and boom. You have a nice little hook here, reaction. See, as you can see, the Mastermind Genius has a different reaction towards the end, rather than the Mastermind has a different. It goes into the pocket a little bit narrower, where the Genius takes a wider turn into the hook here.
Yeah. So there's more of a gonzo on the genus. Is what you're
Essentially,
saying.
yeah. Exactly.
Now, what happens if you want to get your bowling ball pierced for added movement?
Well, I think that's right. Yeah, that's a personal choice. You get pierced between the finger holes. You don't want to do the thumb hole.
Yeah,
And away you
obviously.
go.
What kind of ball curves like
Like
that?
a Prince Albert for your bowling ball?
No. What are you talking about?
I
I
mean,
don't know what's going on.
Wait, in this metaphor, is the bowling ball the penis or the vagina? I'm so confused.
It's whatever you want it to be, Tristan. To be quite honest with you. So there you go. It's a hook pattern.
I would
That's
like to
actually,
know
that's
how.
actually really interesting. I'm not gonna lie.
I
That
would like to know though. How does the ball turn 90 degrees at the end?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That trajectory is outrageous.
That's the weight block in here because you have the weight block. It's gonna.
It looks like a drill.
Exactly. It's gonna drill through there and away you go. The weight's gonna be. It's gonna react to the lanes and there you go. It knows what to do.
That thing is all weight.
It is. That's what a lot of girls have said about me lately. You know. And you have the X style here that looks a little more like a mechanical thing, and you have this right there.
What's
and
the? Does that have a strike pattern for us?
It does. All the Brunswick balls have it. And there you go. Here you go. Typical oil lane, 42 feet on oily lane conditions. It starts from the middle, whereas the Genius started from over here. Starts from the middle here, boom, and then right into the flip here, right into the pocket. Perfect.
Are you able to? Are you able to compare balls?
I think you can. We'll find out here in a second.
Are we gonna
Tristan,
do that on video? I'm not sure if I'm. Not really
Aren't you,
prepared for
aren't you
that.
glad you joined us tonight?
I've got some cleaning up to do if we're going to be doing that live on the air.
Got a little shave going.
It's a
doesn't-
little scraggly, that's all.
It doesn't look like you can compare the two. At least
This
on
one,
Brunswick.
this one's clearly not a good ball, and there's no special designs in it.
No, it's just simple. You can buy a SpongeBob ball if you want to. Let's go buy a SpongeBob ball.
That's awesome.
Doesn't look like you can compare them, which is kind of sad.
So I guess the strike pattern is based on like either a manufacturer, like an industry standard, like starting velocity and rotational velocity or something.
Actually,
Do
it's
they have
testing. They do testing beforehand, like an R&D session, and they just take the average of
Do they
where they
have like
started.
the golf ball swinging things that like test club that just like throws a
Yes, they
bowling
do.
ball the same way every time?
At the U.S. Bowling Congress, they do have a machine like that they've been engineering, and they do go through, put all the balls through the riggers to make sure that they're. I said riggers, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't say anything bad. And they put it through that to make sure that it's up to standard and up to snuff and stuff like that. So
So that's how we get all the different ball patterns.
exactly. Got the ball patterns, and let me see if I can find the Storm Optimus thing. Yep, bowlingball.com, Storm Optimus bowling ball reaction video. And you're probably not going to be able to hear it. That's fine. Oh, Jesus, what are you doing? I don't want these ads. The hell with you, YouTube. I hate you all. So as you
The hell
see
with
here,
you as we're on YouTube.
as we're on YouTube, we're doing really meta right here. But as you see-
Really, I've seen Wii bowling
Here you go.
videos that are
Boom.
better than that.
Here you go. Look at this. You have flare potential, 5 to 6 inches, video dimension, performed on 38 typical house using 26 units of oil. Right-handed, you have all the PAP, the pins to PAP, PSA layout, surface prep out of the box. Here you go, kicking it there, and boom, end of the lane kicks in. Right in the pocket. Tony Rucco from the bowlingball.com staff, as you see the reaction from the top end there.
We should
goes-
totally make a video like
Kicks
this.
it.
You could edit anything to make a video like this.
But look at the reaction. It comes in and boom, just breaks there at the end.
Yeah,
And
if
in a
I
big,
used
big
this
way.
bowling ball, we could bowl like a full game, and then I could show up, and we could record it, and then we could say this is the trajectory of the ball. Look, it just goes straight down the middle of the lane, and it doesn't curve at all.
We could have done it at the AMF Glen Burnie because there was no one there. We
You're
literally
like, look how many pins you got this time.
Are you
3.
tired of your bowling ball curving like professionals want it to do?
Are you tired of seeing all these 300 games? Well, you're in luck. The Big Stand Invitational is coming to your town. Here you go, Dustin
Get the
Seymour's got a
Optimus
medium
Prime
fast
ball.
speed. He's a two-handed style bowler, as Jason Belmonte is one of the world. And look how much break that is.
What's a two-handed style bowler?
Well, basically, much akin to Jason Belmonte, who is a two-handed bowling style. You hold it with. You don't have a thumb in your thumb hole. You hold the top end. You literally bring it back to your side and cock it like a gun, like almost like you're shoveling a rugby pass. Like
Yeah,
you're
there's only
laterally.
2 in the pink. There's not the one in the stink.
Exactly. It's a huge reaction, and you have to go really far out, almost in the gutter. Cuts right back in, all day, every day, right to the gutter, and then boom, right into the pocket. Great reaction right there, as you can see the flare right there, breaking it in, hitting the head pin right at the top spot. So if you want more bowling ball review videos, you can go to bowlingball.com on YouTube and check it out. They have several. But, yeah. Curly Becton, great fucking name. We're going to leave it on that because Curly Becton is just too much for us to handle. But yeah, if you look up Jason Belmonte, he's an Australian. He's the #1 top bowler in the world, Australian, and he bowls two-handed. And his RPMs on the ball is about 550, which is 100 more RPMs than anybody else on tour. So he's ripping the ball in a big, big way. More force, more pins down.
I've learned more about bowling in the last hour than I have in 31 years.
That I ever cared to know about in the last 31 years
Don't
of
you
life.
feel empowered right now? You want to go out to a bowling alley and bowl this week?
No, I mostly just want to drink heavily and watch TV.
Just use the Wii.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's the same thing. And you don't have to leave your house, and no shoe rental.
Maybe I'll watch somebody bowl. Probably not though. Probably just watch a rerun of Burn Notice or something like that.
Perfect. Perfect. All right. Well, since we're talking about notices, let's put everyone on notice of the hockey news that happened this past week after our PBA spot for the last hour. We'll start off with some scary news as Philadelphia Flyers defenseman Kimmo Timonen, blood clot in his legs and both lungs. So he's out obviously indefinitely. He's getting treatment over in Finland during a physical during training. He found this whole thing out. So the Flyers defense now down. But hey, Ed Schneider's loving it because now he doesn't have to pay him, put him on long-term injury reserve, and away we go.
That is very, very, very sad.
Rough for Kimmo. I'm surprised he was still wanted to play in the league. I'm like, dude, you're old as hell, but God bless you for doing it. I think along with David Legwand and Thomas Vokoun, the faces of the Nashville Predators Mount Rushmore. We're gonna go that deep.
I agree with that completely.
Thank you. Appreciate it. The big news this week, though, PK Subban went to arbitration, waiting for the arbitration hearing, and then in between that, got an 8-year, $72 million deal, becomes the third highest player on average, highest paid average player below Malkin and Ovechkin, $9 million per year. So he was the only one to go through an arbitration hearing, as the only other guy, Victor Slobodka, is now in the KHL and didn't get a hearing at all because he's over in Russia now, and it doesn't matter. But the Blues will retain his rights and go from there. So 21 of the 23 didn't hit arbitration at all, got settled beforehand. PK went through his arbitration hearing, and then it got solved before the hearing or the result was revealed, and then Victor Slobodka didn't even have a hearing because he's in Russia already playing. So shows you the efficiency of arbitration. And PK Subban, after coming out of arbitration, said it was a learning experience for him, and that it's almost like he didn't want to go through it again. Mark Bergevin didn't even give a comment. He looked. They looked like they aged 3 years in that arbitration hearing. And it's quite fantastic about it. Apparently, the team gets 90 minutes, the player gets 90 minutes, and then each side gets 10 minutes for rebuttal. So it's like a 5-hour process.
This is so awesome.
Wow.
I want to see what happens in this.
Is Judge Mills Lane there?
They should really, if they want people to watch the NHL Network, they really should condense these into like a 1-hour program. And with commercial breaks, I would absolutely watch an arbitration hearing if it was like 45 minutes of content and 15 minutes of commercials.
Yeah.
You have to wait until after the last commercial break to figure out what happened, even though
And
we
then
already
they
know
play
what
like
happened.
some kind of catchy music too.
That's
Look,
true.
Your Honor, he's really good at hockey. Seriously.
Look, here are the highlights that the NHL put on their own website.
Do you understand that he has the flare potential of 5.5 inches, much like the Storm Optimus? Mr. Wasilewski, get the hell out of this courtroom. All right, fine then. The hell with you. Hate all of you. Bowling for life, sir.
I hope we start doing a PBA bowling thing so that we can get free balls.
You understand that I want to do that?
I wish you could get free balls. Burn.
Dude, listen, he just has to go outside and goes to Frank's Den and get a couple guys drunk enough during the dart games, and away he goes. Deli sandwich, it's fun, fantastic for everyone. And you know what, Johnny, I would be lying if I told you I wasn't already thinking about doing a bowling podcast.
Nice, as you should.
Where to put it, I have no idea. I'll find a way, though.
Just put it in one of the holes.
Hey-oh, listen, what if I
That's
two-handed?
what she said.
Hey, kind of true. But some other news, speaking of
Hey,
holes...
can I go grab a drink? Are we good? We're going for a while, right?
Yeah.
Go get it.
No,
We still have 45 minutes, dude.
Yeah,
Awesome, good. I'm going to need more alcohol.
That's why the refrigerator is right here.
yeah, exactly.
no,
All
I see that Mark's got his bottle already, and you've got, I clearly rookied this up. I'll be right back.
Yeah, it's all right. There goes Tristan. We still enjoy his
Whoa,
company.
whoa, whoa.
Whoa, easy there. What is that? One there. What does he say?
You have to talk so we
backward?
can see it.
It's backwards.
There we
Oh,
go.
not drunk enough back in 5 minutes. You have to talk. Going.
Oh, yeah, that
Perfect.
makes sense. Okay. All right.
Perfect for that. And while he gets his drink, we'll talk about someone drinking in the goodness of new deals, and that's goalies. Ben Bishop, 2-year.
Before we run away from PK Subban, I think the best part about it was Subban's quote that it was an experience, and all of Twitter blowing up that, oh God, when he gets this 1-year deal, he's leaving Montreal, and this, that, the other thing.
Yeah, that was the best part about it. Is all the Leafs fans are like, "We're gonna get him. It's
That
gonna be
was
great."
hilarious.
Oh, and then 8-year deal.
This is why I only go to Twitter like once every 2 weeks.
It's hilarious though. So God bless Twitter for being crazy. Anybody else on Subban? Mark?
You know, I with PK, I expected we were talking about this, last weekend and the week before, mainly the week before with Lyle. But it seems silly that PK Subban isn't going to get the money that he wants because he has literally been a Norris Trophy either winner or finalist the last 2 years. So clearly he was going to get closer to what he wanted than to what the team wanted.
It's true.
Well, yeah, obviously.
And
so it's funny that
arbitration
he got
just
actually over what he asked.
Yeah.
As
So
you
arbitration
can see,
seemed like a terrible idea for the
arbitration didn't have to last that long because after 120 minutes, we all know it goes to PKs.
It's true.
You. Perfect. Amazing. Attaboy, Johnny. Ben Bishop signed a 2-year extension to his deal, $11.8 million with Tampa Bay, so he's going to be the Lightning goaltender for at least 2 years after next, for the next 3 years, if you're doing math. Another 3-year deal to Robin Lehner of your Ottawa Senators, $6.65 million, a nice value deal for the Sens, $2.2 per year. So that's a nice little deal for him. NHL Stadium Series announced a new game, and it's going to be held at Levi Stadium in San Francisco, as the San Jose Sharks will host the LA Kings in California Dreaming, the new stadium that is built for the 49ers. And the interesting point about this, and I'll wait till Tristan gets back, because I'd like to get his take on this as a layperson, as it were. Also, by the way, still nothing in Minnesota or Colorado yet in terms of an outdoor game. So California has now had 2 outdoor games, Minnesota and Colorado combined for 0. So I think that's a little interesting. You would think Coors Light, who sponsors the goddamn Stadium Series, would put something in Colorado, but maybe that's just me being a little facetious. Comparing the two, a better matchup is this than the Winter Classic. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah. I with the Caps even being in the Winter Classic, clearly this is a better matchup because I can't even really remember who the Caps are playing off the top of my head.
Yeah, who are the Caps playing again?
The Blackhawks.
Yeah, so why? Why is that? Does anybody know why? What's the rivalry there?
Didn't the Blackhawks just play 2 years ago?
They played last year. They played at Soldier Field.
Well, no, I mean that was a Stadium Series game, though. Now we have to classify our outdoor games.
Yeah, exactly. 2011 they played. No, yeah, 2011 they played at Wrigley. Or is that 2009 they played at Wrigley?
Oh, God, that was the same year that Philip Seymour Hoffman died.
Exactly, because 2010 was at Fenway. 2011 was.
Paul Walker.
Paul Walker was 2013.
Yeah, Paul Walker was 2013.
I'm just joking.
November 2013. Rest in peace. Pour one out for Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel's still alive, right?
Nah, he's doing Broadway stuff.
Good. Good for him.
And playing trees.
That's true. Did he? Wait. Yeah, he did play Gru, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Huh. Did you see that movie?
Not yet.
No.
I might, but probably not until it comes on.
I heard
television.
it's really good.
I heard it's fantastic.
I kind of want to see Lucy though before I want to see what is it? Guardians of the Galaxy.
I heard from a lot of people, don't waste your money. Wait for VOD.
For Lucy?
To come out. Yeah,
well, I have a free ticket anyway.
Oh, perfect. Then go enjoy Scarlett Johansson.
Nice. And I was gonna see if.
You know what? The hell with it. Go see Guardians of the Galaxy.
I was just gonna go after work, so I guess Guardians of the Galaxy is a better choice than Lucy then.
Yeah, because wait for Lucy to come out in VOD.
Guardians of the Galaxy is way better than it has any business being.
Yeah, a
Even
lot of
if I didn't read any of the books or anything, because there are books that are involved with this, right?
I read none of the books. I'd never heard of the characters until the ads came out. Like, I wasn't even going to see it, and then I read one of the reviews, and it seemed like it was really good. So I got Susan to go. She loved it. I loved it. It was just tons of fun.
Yeah, it's one of the old properties that a lot of people just kind of lost track of. So I think that's why people thought it was an interesting choice, and it turned out to be really good. So there you go. Just so I'm going to get your opinion on this. The NHL Stadium Series announced that the second outdoor game, the first outdoor game, will be the Caps and the Blackhawks at place to be determined. The second game is going to be San Jose and LA at Levi Stadium. Obviously, San Jose, LA, interstate rivals, big deal there. The Caps and the Blackhawks, we're still trying to figure out why the hell that's a matchup. To you, if you're going to the game, since you're a Maryland, D.C., Virginia local, would you feel gypped that you're having the premier event in the Winter Classic New Year's Day and you're not getting a premier matchup?
There's lots of angles behind these Stadium Series games, right? Like the interesting thing, they're occurring outdoors, they're occurring in an interesting setting, and I think that's what the NHL is really hoping to draw the average public in with, right? I mean, your average Caps fan is going to watch every Caps game regardless, so they're definitely going to tune into one of these Stadium Series games. But if all you're hoping for is that people want to see a game that's played outdoors, which I think is probably a big part of the draw for a lot of people, I guess I kind of get it. Now, as a Caps fan, do I want to watch them play the Blackhawks? No, I want to watch them play, one of the closer teams, the Penguins, Phillies, something, a little bit more of a rivalry edge to it. But I don't know. I guess I get it both ways. But yeah, it makes more sense if you're only gonna have one or two of these a year. Make it a big rivalry game. New Year's Day, make it a big deal. I see where you're coming from.
I like the angle you took from it too, because you're going the casual fan that trying to draw people in. You're going to put the big marquee name, and Chicago's a big marquee name. So yeah, now I can see both sides to it too. And just the Penguins have been in it forever, so let's put the Blackhawks there. I don't know. The big thing is whether or not they're going to hold this at College Park, and I say they should.
I don't know what the viewership numbers look like out of a city like Chicago versus a city like Pittsburgh or Philadelphia. Like, I think Chicago's typically considered a tier 1 market, whereas I think Pittsburgh, Philly, Baltimore, they're all tier 2 markets. So it probably just comes down to sheer viewership numbers as opposed to rivalry numbers. And like I said, the average Caps fan or Blackhawks fan or Penguins fan, they're going to watch regardless. You want those big outdoor games to draw the casual fans.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, Chicago's going to watch regardless. They get big numbers. Pittsburgh draws big numbers. Buffalo draws big numbers.
Nothing else going on in Buffalo.
Exactly. They've got nothing else to live for, and you can only eat so many wings before, obviously, your intestines get binded up too much from blue cheese. Or something like that. I don't know. I really haven't done the math on that. I haven't done the analytics on that. So go from there.
The average suicide rate in Buffalo is 78%.
Why so low?
Of all of their citizens. Just every year. It's
Wow. Of all of the deaths that have ever occurred in Buffalo.
78% of their citizens commit suicide every year.
That's because it's like negative 20 degrees.
It gets up negative 50 up here, and our suicide rate isn't that big.
Yeah, but you're used to it. And you're not American.
I'm both.
And Buffalo is awful for reasons way beyond the fact that it's just cold. I've been thinking about Buffalo for 60 seconds now, and now I'm sad. Like, this is what you can
do is you can go to a luggage and go to any house and move in immediately. They don't care. Like, you don't even have to pay for the
That's because the person just killed themselves.
Exactly. You can get it for the cheap. You can get it on the cheap.
Like 78% of the homes are now vacant.
It's like Detroit, where you can buy entire blocks for $.
Exactly. The funny thing is that the murder house, the place of the biggest mass murder in Calgary history, which was performed by a former coworker of mine, that house is now on the. Yeah, he went on a killing rampage. He left work early and then went on a killing rampage. 5 people dead, the biggest mass murder in Calgary history. So let's settle in about Canadian violence. The house is being sold now, and apparently the low end is going to be $450,000 for a murder house, a rancher. get that in Baltimore for $16.
Would you would you guys hesitate to buy a house that you know 5 people have been murdered in?
Yes.
My thing is this is because of the fact that I know the story, and it is kind of close to my house, and I walked over there once. It's a nice house, good neighborhood, and one person died on the way to hospital, one died outside. So technically, only 3 people died in the house.
But maybe not that one. Maybe there's a house that was like, market says it'd be $1 million, but 5 people were like rape murdered in it 10 years ago, and you can get it for $500,000 now. Would you do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And quickly.
What, are you the kind of person?
Hold on. How old is the house? Because
you know what? That's a good point. How old is the house?
Because you have to think that if the house is pretty old, that the chances of somebody dying within that house are probably pretty high anyway. So
we're not debating the merits of the house. Like it's a nice house. It's $1 million home, but you know that 5 people were brutally murdered and their intestines were strewn about the master bathroom. Like, something horrible happened.
Here's the question: do you know exactly where all the people died? Or is it just like...
yes, there are pictures on the internet.
You don't know, but you could probably look it up on the internet if you wanted to.
Well, actually, there is a website, and I was listening to XM Radio, as I am to do during the day, and they actually have a website that you can go on, and you can see if your house had people die in it. Like, whether it be murder or suicide or something like that. So there's public records that you can go on and look on just to make sure.
In the states, I think they have to disclose that. If somebody's died in a house in the last 5 or 10 years or something like that, they have to let you know. But like, what if it's like the I can't remember the name of the family, like the family that the Manson family murdered. Like, it's a nice house.
The Jonathan Party?
No, not even close. But I like where your head's at.
All right, good.
No, it was the Flavias or something like that. I can't remember. La Biancas or something.
The La Biancas. Let's just do a Menendez kind of thing, like the kids who killed their parents.
Yeah.
You know what? I'd still, because you know what? If they have their intestines strewn on the coat on the top part of like the shower curtain, that supports a lot of weight. That means I can dry things up there really well. I can dry heavy things.
I can probably buy a new one of those pretty easily.
No, hold on. But I can dry a whole quilt up there, and it's not going to bend because they had all that intestines on there. And that's pretty heavy. Pretty long.
So you don't want a new one, is what you're saying.
Essentially, I don't have to go. I can wash.
You're just going to clean it up with some like goop.
I can wash my quilt and not have to go outside in the winter and hang it up. That's economy right there.
What if you got
Canadian problems?
Yeah.
What if you got MC Hammer's house where you know his career died?
Do I get the Does the parachute pants come with it?
No.
Okay,
he had to sell them.
No, I can't buy it. I need at least 2 pair. Exactly. So I can say, uh oh, the toast is burning, and then shuffle over to the toaster and pop it out.
Either that or
we've gone deep.
Or you could wear your parachute pants and you could be like, "Here comes a hammer." While you're breaking out your bowling balls.
Yeah, exactly. Well, my goal in life is to win a lottery and then buy a house that's big enough to have a bowling alley in it. So that way, I'm not paying
goal.
That's a damn good
$20
goal.
a week. Of course it is, because I came up with it. So that, and I saw someone actually put a ice rink in their basement of their house. I'm like, that's pretty neat too. But then I realized refrigeration costs and things like that would be crazy.
Yeah. How much money does that person have?
I'm just like, the hell with it. I'm just going to build like a rink outside of in my backyard, and then that way I can have roller hockey in the summer, ice hockey in the winter, and I'm set. And I thought, you know what? The hell with lawn work. I'm just going to pavement the whole thing. My whole lot's going to be paved, and we'll do it that way.
Fun fact about no longer famous rappers: Vanilla Ice has had a very successful second career as a house flipper in Beverly Hills.
Yeah, isn't it on Home and Gardens TV that he or Do It Yourself TV? He has a show on.
That is very possible.
DIY Network. He promoted big time.
So his second career of being a heavy metal rock star didn't work out either.
I remember when he used to play at what was that place by St. Jane? What was that place called? That bar on the side of the road by St. Jane Francis.
Oh, what is it called?
What?
It was like Flying Colors used to play there. I don't remember what it was called though.
The Nautical?
No, it was right there on the corner. You remember?
No, I don't.
Apparently not.
The wooden nickel?
No.
Is it the one where all the places turn to Taco Bells?
Yeah, it's definitely Total Recall is what I was thinking of.
Wow. Perfect.
Or
That'd be
Demolition Man. Or is it Encino Man? I can't remember.
It'd be great if it was Encino Man, buddy. Shout out Pauly Shore. Talk about failed careers.
No, we're not walking down a Pauly Shore road. Stop it right now.
Listen, all I'm saying is that In the Army Now is up there with Jury Duty. Jury Duty was a
We
great
should all be embarrassed about being into Pauly Shore in the 90s.
Listen, all I'm saying is it was a great idea, and I, for one, can't wait for the In the Army Now reboot. Him and
American Shame should be like involvement in the Vietnam War and our fascination with Pauly Shore.
What about the Biodome, though? The Biodome helped Stephen Baldwin get some money, so there's that. So he didn't have to suckle off Alec.
Yeah, we should all be sorry about giving Stephen Baldwin any money. He's like
wait a minute.
He's
The
like
Usual
sixth
Suspects
most
was
talented
good.
Baldwin. Yeah. He did one. No, you know what? I just watched the Usual Suspects like a week ago. Go back and watch it. Stephen Baldwin sucks in that too. But we all give it a pass because it's a great movie. But he blows in that. He's the most wooden actor you've ever seen.
What has Billy done lately?
I think he's doing like.
Was
Jesus
he in
things now.
Backdraft?
He's hanging out with Alec a lot,
Exactly. He's trying to get that 30 Rock residual money.
getting him margaritas poolside or something. I have no idea.
He's actually writing the Biodome reboot. Bringing Pauly Shore back and his brother. It's gonna be great.
I'm in. I'm okay with that. I would watch the Biodome 2 if you got back Pauly Shore. I'm down.
And what you do is you just say it's a movie and just lock him in a Biodome so we don't have to deal with him anymore.
If we can get what's his name, Jeff Daniels, to sign up for Dumb and Dumber 2, anything's possible.
True. It's very true. I tell you what, anything is possible, and that's Teemu Solani's career. Anything is possible. His number's going to be retired by the Anaheim Ducks kids against the Winnipeg Jets in November.
Nice segue. You should get credit for that.
I tried. It's not one of my best. I'm not going to lie to you.
That was pretty good.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Johnny will tell you that I've had many more epic ones.
Yeah, what?
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, obviously. Many more epic.
Many more.
Much epic.
Put it on a T-shirt. Teemu Solani's getting his jersey retired. Surprising the Colorado Avalanche didn't do it before the Anaheim Ducks. LOL, Ray Bork. Archers Urbe, remember him, kids? Former goalie coach of the Washington Capitals. Then got fired because he wasn't good enough. He is the new goalie coach for the Buffalo Sabres because why not? So he is there. Good for him. The Edmonton Oilers, speaking of analytics, they hired blogger Tyler Dello for their hockey operations. So shout out to bloggers getting hired in front office positions for NHL teams.
There's hope
So
still.
you're saying there's a chance.
Exactly. Tyler Dello, who is a blogger at MC79hockey.com.
Is this a Billy Bean kind of story?
Yeah, because he is a big analytics guy, especially on the Twitters. And he got hired by the Edmonton Oilers because, hey, they haven't made a bad decision this summer, and they figured now is the time to do it. We haven't fucked anything up yet, so we're going to hire a blogger for our front office. What now? And the mainstream media, there were so many columns written on the newspaper that no one reads and online that were scathing this move, saying that this is a terrible move. What does a blogger know about hockey? Grumpy. So
how long did it take Brooks to get that one out?
Larry Brooks is still writing
this
article as he hunts and pecks for his thing. He's actually
another reason that I don't get on Twitter anymore.
My favorite part was how you called it a bad decision and then bashed the mainstream media 14 seconds later for the same opinion. That was well done. I like how you did that.
Listen, do as I say, not as I do. And that's obviously the point of this show. But yeah, I, for one, welcome bloggers being hired because it gives us podcasters a chance to do something with our lives, which is why I'm extending an olive branch to the Eddie Meyer League. Which, by the way, I might have to do the Farm Report a day early if I hear back from the CHL or ECHL, because there's a shitstorm of brewing in minor league hockey, kids. And I'll just throw this out there, and I'll tease you with it. The ECHL and CHL are looking to merger. That could create a 31-team league, possibly 32.
That's fantastic.
32 across the U.S. and Alaska.
I still like the ECHCHL.
I still like the CECHL of America. Or the CECHL of USA.
I'm kind of partial to councils now. Ever since you brought up the bowling council, I'd rather there be more councils in sports.
I say this happens in a big way, and I actually emailed this morning while I was at my other work. Emailed the ECHL and the CHL. No comment from either party as of yet, but apparently this is a big deal. This is a thing. Wheels are in motion. Things are happening, especially as you heard in other episodes of the Farm Report that the AHL is looking for a Western division, which could change the landscape of the ECHL's Western Conference. So it's going to be a whole fun time there. So the Farm Report might actually go.
Wait! The Eastern Coastal Hockey League's Western Conference?
Yeah, the ECHL's West Conference.
East Coast Hockey
League. Remember the ECHL used to be the WHL before the WHL added up the ECHL, and then the ECHL was just the East Coast, and the WHL was just the West Coast. But now they merged, and then it's the Every Coast Hockey League. We went over this like 8 years ago, Mark.
Johnny wins Scrabble. All I got are X's and Q's. I think I'm out. So yeah, that's big news of brewing. I might have to put the Farm Report up early, especially if I hear back from either of those crews. That might go up Friday or Saturday. So there is.
Yeah, don't hold on to that. That's breaking news.
Very exciting times, though. I mean, what happens here? I guess we'll wait for your analysis if it happens.
Well, we can break it down right now, is that because I'm sure I'll have more opinions of this. But I mean, the big thing about this is that the AHL has already stated that they're not going to have a Western. If the Western Conference is going to happen for them, it's not going to happen for another year after next. So 2015-16 is going to be the earliest they can do. So 30 teams in the AHL, and if this merger happens, it's going to be 31. And if Peoria decides, hey, we're in the Midwest and we shouldn't be in the Southern Professional Hockey League because it's costing us money out the ass to fucking have operations going to Fayetteville, North Carolina every other weekend, they'll move into that, and there's going to be 32 teams across, East Coast, Midwest, Canada, Alaska, West Coast. So I mean, it's a big deal. This could run a lot of teams out of business too, because of the fact that their operating funds aren't going to be as high. So it's going to be creating a lot of financial juggling if this does happen. Probably too soon for this year, but if everything goes to plan with the AHL West Division, probably 2015-16 is when this is all going to go down. Tristan is like, I don't want my East Coast. I don't want my East Coast Hockey League ruined for me, and he leaves.
I do find it really funny that there are all these like little teams throughout the United States that fail and like fold every single year, and then Anchorage has had a team for like years, and
they're getting 6,000 a game,
and they're able to like fly all over the place and be like, screw it, we got all these air miles.
And the funny thing is that the CHL right now is going to have 9 teams. Going into the year because St. Charles, the expansion team from last year, folded up.
That sounds about right.
So,
there's all the Saint teams folding up.
Obviously, religion is dying in the U.S. That's the only thing I can think of.
When does St. Jude have a team?
Well, when they get healthy enough.
Oh.
I think really
it's a cancer joke.
All of our charitable donations go to something.
Finally, something I'm good at.
Here's my thing. If they were so charitable, why didn't they give them the Big Stand Invitational? That's all I'm saying.
All I'm saying. And we're hopeless causes. That would have been right up their alley.
We could have made.
Good work, John. Well played.
And we could have made a Wish Kid's dream come true with Bowling with Amateurs.
What was that? You could have made a Wish Kid?
Made him make a Wish Kid. It's harder to say than actually it is. Made him make a Wish Kid's dream come true, bowling with schmucks and beating us.
The problem would be that if he wished that we would throw a strike, then we're screwed.
If he
we're
wished
like, how much time you got, kid?
If you wish for first ball 9s, we get that knocked out one frame. Put Mark up there, step up to the plate, and away we go.
That's it.
I'm just imagining some poor sick kid who's like really sick, but like he's like not that sick, and like they can't send him to Disney World or let him hang out with Katy Perry. They're like, oh, you can play bowling with these three guys from a hockey podcast.
Listen, Jimmy.
He's like, Mommy, I want to go home. I'm tired.
So what you're saying is we're not like dying of cancer worthy hanging out with. We're more like a bad case of the measles.
Also said we don't have as big tits as Katy Perry.
You guys get the kid who has like a bad rash, but like really bad,
We're getting a kid who's like, all right, well, he's pretty sick. He might have to live in a bubble the rest of his life.
But he's kind of annoying.
But he's kind of annoying, and we only have $30. So.
By the way, it, though.
I want to say right now, my Twitter campaign, Katy Perry's coming to Calgary soon, and to have her be on the pilot of my new bowling show, Strikes with Scotty, not going so well. So if you guys can Twitter campaign that,
is that
hashtag,
because you got the is that because you got the bowling ball with the bell end in it?
Exactly. I'm trying to ring the bell to get all the sirens.
If you would have had the one with the 2 testicles, she would have came, or 4 testicles, she would have came right over.
That's true. John's right. Right on that one.
She's pretty greedy. But I figure I'm as funny as Russell Brand, so I got a chance. But her big thing now is that she's into pepperoni pizza. Is that all her clothing is pepperoni pizza?
What?
Really, all right. No, I put this on Twitter earlier today, and I will revisit it because it's a picture of Katy Perry. And who doesn't like that, right?
I can't think of anybody.
Attaboy. We would have to vindictively yell at you and be like, what the hell are you doing with your life? All right, well, what the hell? Oh, that's right, I have to put it in another window because Google Hangouts doesn't like to work with tabs. Whereas I, as a guitar player, love to work with tabs. Here we go. This is a hoodie. This is a hoodie of Katy Perry, and it's a pepperoni pizza.
Oh God.
That is frightening.
And then in her video, she has she's got a one-piece bathing suit that's pepperoni pizza.
I see.
So
both of those are not flattering at all.
Those aren't photoshopped.
No, I'm pretty sure. Because that was
there's many. She loves the meat.
Hey-o. Listen.
That one looks like she's been like cut apart by some horrible serial killer. Those look like open wounds. That doesn't look like pepperoni.
The zombie apocalypse.
We go right back to the serial killers, though.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bring it to a dark place.
No, I like it. So yeah, no. So if you guys want to go and hashtag.
That just looks like a bad rash.
Yeah, maybe. But hey. As long as the pepperoni's strategically placed on the nipples, I think we're all happy. Then it looks like
Scotty says Katy Perry is into pepperoni. Got it.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
That
so
is one hell of a hashtag.
Yeah, I don't know if we can fit that in, but we'll figure it out.
You get 140 characters. That's like 60. You got you got.
We got plenty of room.
Some number to work with in there. I can't do math. I don't know.
So yeah, I think we're good there. So yeah, if we want to get Katy Perry on Scotty Waz's new Strikes with Scotty bowling show, she comes to Calgary later this month, so we can make this happen.
Why didn't you start with Christy Romano? I feel like you should have started where we started the prom search.
She's on Broadway now doing Wizard of Oz, and she's also married. But I've also seen her naked too, so that helps.
Side note: that is the smallest I've ever seen Katy Perry's boobs look.
I was gonna say the same thing. But it's a one-piece thing, so they push them down.
And it also all the pepperonis are distracting.
That is true.
That is true. Yeah, I will agree with you on that. So there's that, kid.
Because normally she's very good at drawing attention to her boobs, so they look bigger when you're staring at them incessantly.
And she's got lots of creative clothing and uplifting. Her bras involve wires and circuitry and pulley systems and whatnot. So I get it.
It's true.
I love how we've used 2 different definitions of uplifting in the same segment. Make-A-Wish Foundation and also bras.
Well, obviously. Because, you look at this. All right. Yep, view image. Yep. Because if you look at this, I don't know if it's Katy Perry or Zooey Deschanel. You can make your thing here. Because obviously this picture right here, it's just tits akimbo. She's just there, just hanging out, tits, vines everywhere. It's quite fantastic.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, okay. Today I learned I don't actually know how big Katy Perry's boobs are.
They're pretty massive. Let's not kid ourselves. But
Are they? I mean, that's clearly clothing engineering, though. Like the way they're squeezed together and all that kind of stuff. Like, you know,
let's find another. I have a lot of Tumblr things, so I can pretty much find this whole thing out. We'll search this out before the end of the show. Believe you me.
Just look on the Katy Perry's tits pump Tumblr. I'm sure there's one out there.
I'm sure there's one out there.
For the 5th time today.
Exactly. It's on my timeline. It's on my dashboard. I don't know what's going on. Here, this could be one. This could be a big tit. This one she's kind of spilling. She's kind of spilling out of them.
So
Obviously,
What have we become?
A little spillage on this side here. You know, I think we can say that her tits.
Yeah,
are
I
still...
mean, they clearly look. You know, they are definitely sizable.
Oh god!
It's like GuyCast is back for a day.
Exactly. That's what I'm
brand
trying to say. I'm like, you guys should have done this as a visual podcast, and you would have been fine.
Yeah. Oh no!
You should definitely. You should reincarnate it as a Google Hangout visual YouTube thing now.
Oh no! We had lots of very dedicated fans. We were just lazy. That was the
okay. Fair enough.
We put out a quality product. We were just too dumb to continue to do it. That's all.
Too dumb, or just didn't want to go out of your house?
No, it took place in my house. That's the worst part.
Yeah, but the other guy. Let's be honest. He's not one to go unless there's chicks or Dave Matthews there.
That's true, but I did provide free alcohol, which is normally a pretty good incentive.
That is a pretty big starting point
Plus,
for him.
he cooked dinner every show.
Interesting.
Oh, that'd have been nice. No, there was never any cooking over here. Only at his house for one. Cooking for one is the specialty there.
Cooking for one. That's pretty sad.
That's actually should be his new show.
Cooking for one.
Cooking for one with Adam.
Hi everybody.
Instagram your dinner. I'm sorry, Adam.
I'm not. All right, so here's another one, and like honestly, this is a nice little spandex.
So you're still looking.
I'm still in Tumblr. Like it doesn't show, but she's got a nice little ass here, and spandex dress. Obviously, it looks like it could snap at any minute, and we're all happy for that. Just the prospects of it is just tremendous, just simply tremendous.
Are those sprinkles? They're sprinkles, aren't they?
They're sprinkles, yeah, because it's ice cream, man.
She has a lot of food things going on with her clothing.
Delicious.
Yes, exactly. I think that's the connotation. You want to eat her up, and mostly her vagina. So there's that.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's Guy Cassie is living on.
Do we have any other hockey stuff that we?
I'm sorry. Yeah, we were talking about the ECHNHCHL.
Yeah.
I like that name. Put that on the logo. We were talking about it, but we don't want to blow it all up for my other podcast, the Farm Report, because also we don't have comments yet. If we had comments.
We don't have to talk about that anymore. Was there anything else that we actually should talk about before we just go back to Katy Perry's tits?
Nope.
We're fine then.
Yeah, no, we're fine. We got it all covered. All right, here's another. This one is nice cleavagey ensemble. Obviously, a little pleather, a little high. That's another thing I'm not a fan of. Just high-waisted pants on girls. It seems really odd to me.
Okay, but seriously though, that looks like a photo of a girl with like a strong B cup with like a really good bathing suit pushed together, right?
True. Very true.
They do not look like, full D cups there or anything.
No, that's true. That's very true. I will agree with you on that.
I also agree with the high waist thing. I hate that look.
Yeah,
it's very off-putting. Like, if I wanted to date my mom, I would. Hey, what?
Hold on. This isn't Oedipus.
Sorry, it's complex. What? Said that. Now I'm just looking at the body issue of Megan Rapinoe and Hillary Knight on my like things on Tumblr.
Yeah, the Hillary Knight one is really good.
Does anybody remember? It was probably early 2000s. It was probably our, I don't know, freshman, sophomore year of college or something like that. Somebody put out a video that studied Britney Spears' boobs and how they seem to get bigger and smaller.
That sounds like a thesis that... What is this?
Well, no, this is just Nicki Minaj just being Nicki Minaj. Just leave it. Just drop over top of the thing. These are things that we need to just worry. It's there. It's just there, and just let it happen.
This is the reason Tumblr exists.
It really is. Like this alone, obviously, it's
Tumblr scares the living shit out of me because
by the way,
I go through like the news feed and there's not a lot of stuff moving, and then all of a sudden there's a random GIF and it just starts moving all of a sudden when I didn't expect it to move, and I'm like.
By the way, this is a great GIF name. National Ass GIF Graphics is the name of this, so God bless them. Nationass.tumblr.com.
If I had boobs, I'd do stuff like that all the time.
I did for a while. So there, it works. It works perfectly. Then I just got on a weight loss plan, and away we go. But those are some nice...
Because of Dan Marino?
And divorce. Dan Marino and divorce.
The two big Ds.
Yeah. Good times. Good times, great memories. So if we've learned nothing, it's trick photography with Katy Perry pictures. It's bowling ball physics. And it's crazy ass Nicki Minaj doing that.
This was a good show.
It's a learning show, I think.
Yeah.
Quite honestly. And we still have a couple minutes to go, so I'm looking for more Katy. It's all Haley Williams also now in my thing. And she's not as endowed, so
So her newest major hit, right, is that birthday song where she does that super weak metaphor for, her boobs are balloons, right? So I feel like you getting her to write a song about bowling balls probably isn't that far off.
Well, God willing. Let's hope. Let's hope that's in our next thing. Maybe if we get her on the the Strikes with Scotty show, we can go ahead and make that happen. We can throw some things out. Hey, bowling balls, pins, works out perfectly.
You should invite her onto the show next week and just ask her, about these things. Oh, shit, I have a cat. I'm sorry.
What?
Your cat should not be on the show.
Yeah, I had the door closed. She broke in.
After talking about Katy Perry's tits, we cannot have cats.
Stop showing off
on the video.
All right, get out of here.
All right, all right, ladies and gentlemen. Boys and girls, children. Here's the thing. This could be the thesis for Katy Perry and her tits. Like this right here could be the end result.
Now what is that?
Who cares? It's just nice cleavage. It's
No, you sound so angry.
No, I just mean what's going on there?
There's not enough side tit. There's only inside tit. I want some outside tit too.
No, I just mean there's so much deceptive there's some sort of clear structure across the middle there.
It's actually plexiglass, so it doesn't break.
So she's putting it on the glass literally. All right. I like it.
Yeah, I mean they clearly look enormous there. Much bigger than they did in some of the other photos. It's a mystery.
So you're being like Sarah McLachlan trying to build this mystery? Thank you, Johnny.
I wish I'm glad John got that reference.
We're not trying to save pets right now.
No building a mystery no one remembers WHF
arms of the
There it is.
Oh,
all right, now I have a Katy Perry mega post. All right, here we go, kids. Let's just go through because I am just a sadistic bastard and we're trying to run the clock out. Taking a knee on this one. So here we go. Katy Perry, a nice little ass shot there. Obviously no tits, so don't get too upset, Tristan.
I wasn't upset at the tits. It was a great tit shot. I was confused by the dress engineering. That's
here
all.
We go. This is the deceptive one. Obviously, her tits don't look that ginormous here.
Yeah, but that's a flowy outfit. There's a belt involved, and it's hard.
You were on
tell.
Guycast? Wait a minute.
Yeah, whenever there's a belt involved.
Obviously, this one a little bit more cleave and tongue out, so crosses.
This is something we haven't discussed yet. It's a Photoshop factor.
So just to throw this out there, by far this is the best part of the show so far because I always have the. I mean, the bowling one was fantastic. I actually had to take the encoder off of the screen in order to look at the bowling pictures. I'm not close enough to the computer right now to take the encoder off the screen, so I'm not even seeing Katy Perry's face in any of these pictures. It is just all tits.
Perfect. Oh, that's great. Moving on to this one. This is a nice little cleave shot. Younger, vibrant Katy Perry. All right. How about this one? Does this one work for you?
Yes, yes, it does. I'm kind of new to Google Hangouts. How do I turn my camera off?
Just hit the camera button. You'll be fine.
I got things I gotta do. Can you send me that link?
Yeah, no problem. I got you. Put you in the pickup, and then obviously this is the entire outfit. Tremendous. Moving on to this one as well. Blue hair too. Big bonus on that. Again, really tight to the chest. Squeezing them in a bit.
Would you date a girl with blue hair?
Yes. Absolutely.
Wow,
I've had
you didn't
many.
even have to think about it.
I have many girlfriends that have had different colored hair for sure. Like this is my punk rock phase. So.
What about Ramona Flowers?
Obviously, Ramona Flowers all day, every day. Now this one right here.
See, I feel like blue flag is blue flag.
Blue flag.
Blue hair. Blue hair is a red flag for crazy.
I think any hair color is a red flag for crazy.
But then again, no hair is also a red flag.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw Empire Records. No hair is definitely a red flag for crazy. So nice little there. And then
so what color hair are you okay with? Like pink? Is that crazy also?
Yeah. What is? Do you have a line?
Like, or is it just blue hair that you're really like against?
No, whoa! Do not put words in my mouth. I'm not saying I'm against
just trying
blue
to
hair.
figure out.
You did kind of have that effect where it's just like, hey, blue hair is crazy. Don't date a girl with blue hair.
Great work going back to the picture that Tristan likes.
Nobody said you shouldn't date a girl with blue hair. I'm just saying maybe it's a red flag. Blue hair, pink hair, purple hair. I don't know. I'm just saying there's something going on there. Maybe you should tread carefully. That's all.
Why? Like, I guess. What is your rationale? I'd like to hear your hypothesis when it comes.
So what
to
about red hair?
So what is a girl? Is it natural red hair? Or is it like dyed like?
See, I was gonna let you. I was gonna let you go with
Dallas multipass red.
I was gonna let you go with that. I didn't know. I was just asking. What about
I think
red hair?
if you have fire engine red hair, that's a lot less crazy than a soulless ginger.
I love that every time you talk now, Scotty, I just see the picture of Katy Perry. So
I'm trying to distract you from your point. That's the reason. Trying to get to the brass tacks of this whole thing.
Now, what part of this do you enjoy the most, Tristan?
Pretty much the whole thing. So what is a girl trying to say when she has blue hair? Blue hair.
I want to disappoint my father. I think is the real big thing. Which is why my kid has a streak of purple hair now, and she's like 8. So I'm just like, oh, this is starting.
Yeah. I mean, but she's 8. I mean, if she was 17, it's a little bit different, right? And a streak of purple hair, a streak of blue hair, I think that's different than an entire head of, troll doll blue hair.
Interesting. That's for sure one of the valid points. But I'm gonna get off. I'm sorry, Tristan. I'll email you this link later. But the point is this.
Oh God.
No, like I like a girl with I would date a girl who dyed her hair crazy colors over a girl who kept it a natural color. Just because, I don't know, I've always been attracted to a girl who's been able to express herself, and you dig crazy chicks more than you dig natural chicks because they stand out a lot more.
I'm okay with that.
Hindsight being 20/20, obviously, you look back and go, hey, maybe that was a bad decision, but god damn, it was a fun time.
I feel like there's a story there, but go ahead.
There is
Probably
fucking a story. A story. I can tell you many a story of girls who've dyed their hair. Like I dated a girl who had pink. She had pink hair, and she dyed it. Then she dyed it violet. A nice little purple color, a purple tinge. She dyed it. Then it was blue for a while. Like I'm talking bright pink too. So yeah, it was a good time had by all.
And so that relationship worked out well. You're together to this day. Yeah, everything's good.
Yeah, we actually kind of are. So that helps.
Oh, all right. All right.
So we keep in touch. Like, it depends on the person too, because you get lost in the hair, and next thing you know, it's all crazy like.
Yeah, and then you're like, then it's like the movie, where she changed her hair, and what else could she change, type of thing.
Are you talking about V for Vendetta?
Yes.
Yes.
Obviously.
I'm glad somebody was here to pick that
A
one.
revolution a revolution without dancing is a revolution not worth having.
What if it's a dance revolution?
That's where the name of the game came from.
Are we talking about Footloose now? Is that what's going on?
Yes. And Dirty Dancing.
Mm.
Yeah. Yep. No one puts baby in the corner.
I was going to say it, and I was like, no, nobody needs to make that reference. Everybody knows, and I'm glad you did, though.
Yeah. You're right. No one wanted to say it, but I've had
somebody had to close it out. You're right.
Yeah.
You did the right thing.
Yeah, we had to close it out so that we could move on.
Silent.
You can't just leave that hanging like that.
That's true. It's very true. You had to close out the circle, or else it's infinite. And next thing you know, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's like a bowling ball.
Lost in time portal. Next thing you know, we're going to be turning 13 next week, and no one knows what the hell's going to end in week 12.
That was a Jennifer Gardner reference. Well done.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a good movie, actually.
Was it really?
Yeah. Just because of Jennifer Gardner.
I'll give you that.
Wait. All right then. Well, do we have anything else we want to get out to Katy Perry or bowling wise before we get to the shout-outs? Or, or hair color wise? Johnny,
Perry
Mark,
should definitely be on the bowling show.
That's for sure.
And
Johnny,
bowl
Mark,
a couple frames with you.
Exactly.
I think that's what the kids are calling it nowadays.
Handle these balls.
I am good on the hockey and the bowling and the Katy Perry.
In the hair color?
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good. Then I guess we'll get to shout-outs then. Johnny P.
I'm going to shout out Tristan. He is one of the very few guests we've ever had that has stayed here for the full 2 hours.
And not gotten tired.
Yeah.
I got to reload my drink halfway through, so it made it easy.
I mean, it was good work. He even made a sign for us so that he could be back. It was like Clerks.
I assure you we're open.
I have a shout out to Katy Perry, left tit and right tit.
Heyo.
And I have a shout out to bowling balls. I learned a lot more about balls tonight than I have ever did in any sex ed class. I in no way, shape, or form ever knew that the inside of balls looked like that. So on that
Mark
note,
wins on a Mr. Cameron reference.
I think I'm ending my shoutouts.
Mark with a C.
I'll give a shout out to Mount St. Joe gym teachers that I haven't thought about in 5 years. I'll give a shout out to Lindsay Sterling. I don't know if any of you guys know who Lindsay Sterling is. She's a violinist.
There it is.
Oh yeah, she's awesome.
She's very awesome. I just got she apparently has been putting out CDs that I did not realize she had her own music. I thought she just collaborated, but she has 2 CDs out, and they're on Amazon Prime Music, which I also have never really used until recently. So that's 2 things that are brand new to me that together are just making my life fantastic. So Lindsay Sterling, you'll have to check her out, because it's like my buddy Kirby mentioned and described it as listening to it at work is like listening or being in a 3.5 hour boss fight while working. Video game boss fight.
5 hours.
Good music. Good music.
I'm sold.
He only works 3.5 hours, so that's fine.
Oh, okay. Well,
not really. I wish. I guess that's it. My brain isn't working too well anymore.
It's fine. You're wearing long sleeves in the summer. These things happen. Tristan, your shout out, sir.
I didn't even know we were going to do this. I don't know.
No, we've just been doing it for the last 12 years.
Katy Perry and her constantly cycling bra size. My wife's parents for taking
It's
my
like
seed out of the house.
Lance Armstrong. There's that much cycling.
To my in-laws for taking my seed out of the house so that I could participate in this nonsense for 2 hours.
Nice.
And to my radio and life partner, Adam, for not participating this evening. Shout out to all of you. And shout out to you, gentlemen, for allowing me to participate. Thank you.
Yes, the next time we will have to get Adam on.
Yeah, we will.
Absolutely.
Guycast reunion / intervention. Make you guys do more things.
We need both of those things.
Shout out to Mr. Mike's Casual Steakhouse, 133 Sierra Springs Drive in Airdrie, Alberta. Steaks, beer, and more. Check us out. They always treat me well, and they'll treat you well. If you mention Scotty Waz there, they'll just give you a smile, and if they know me, they'll say, "Oh, we know him." And if they don't know me, they're just going to look at you really weird. The best part of that place, people have used that, and some of the waitresses have gotten it. Some of them don't even know who the hell I am, so it works out perfectly. But I have my own little clique, and they'll know. I
went to a haircut place once where I heard on the radio they were like, mention HFS and you get 20% off your haircut. So I went there and I got my haircut, and I was like, hey, I heard about you guys on HFS, and they were like, oh, cool. And then they kept cutting my hair, and I felt like the biggest douche in the planet.
That's like the worst part. That's why I always like to say, like, if you go to Mr. Mike's and you mention Scotty Waz, they'll probably just smile and nod at you. You're not gonna get anything off.
At least you're upfront about it, as opposed to the kind folks at Split End Salon. But go ahead.
The best part about it is I'm trying to pitch the head office guy to change the Pemberton skins to the Scotty Waz, which is potato skins, but you put barbecue sauce underneath the cheese and the bacon. That way, it's a nice little lubricant for the cheese and the bacon, and away you go on a night full of fantasticness. So far, nothing yet, but I'm gonna break the mold. I spent enough money there; they can give me something. I'm kidding. I love all of you. Don't kick me out. Shout out to Katy Perry. Hashtag Strikes with Scotty. Tweet her at Katy Perry. Just say, hey, let this poor boy have something in his life, for Christ's sake. Shout out Bowling Physics also. That was a fun little thing that I'm going to learn more about and possible podcast about. Shout out to Tristan for coming on. We appreciate you giving your insight on boobs and hair colors and Winter Classics. And shout out to Johnny and Mark for.
That should actually be the name of Tristan's book.
What's that?
Boobs and hair color
and the Winter Classic.
boobs, hair color, and the Winter Classic.
An expert on few things. Boobs, hair color, and Winter Classic. A memoir by Tristan.
First, also shout out to Johnny for picking this up for me, and a shout out to the Baltimore Bohemians for this badass. I definitely love this kit better than their kit this year. So it's pretty cool, even though Australians don't like it. The hell with them. But a shout out to Johnny and Mark and Sean for 12 years of fantasticness. As we turned 13 on Friday, August 8th. That was our first show. I'll be reposting that on Twitter, Tumblr, and everything else. Our first show.
That's awesome.
Oh, it's just fantastic.
I can't believe I'm not going to get into this again.
No, it's fine. No, we're going to be 13. It's going to be fun for our 14th season coming up next week.
I know the first episode of Guycast is the worst thing I've ever heard. I imagine the Face Off Hockey show, because it occurred years earlier, is probably way worse than that.
It's terrible. We could replay it again.
We should and just stop, and it's gonna be. We should do it next week when Lyle's on. But I actually have that up on SoundCloud. Mark, you seem like you're gonna have an aneurysm.
We're starting our 14th season.
Yeah, 14th season, our 13th year.
Yeah, we just finished our 13th season.
Right, no, but our 13th year.
Yeah, 13 and season and year.
Yeah, no, we're not gonna finish our 13th. That's silly.
We just finished season 13.
We started in 2001. Yeah, but we're gonna be 13 years old. Like honestly, the end of the year is the start of the new season.
Okay.
Much like Semi-Sonic 10, every new beginning.
So why did you only thank us for 12 years then?
Because we've done 12 years of shows.
No, we have done 13 years of shows.
No, we didn't start in 2000.
It's 2014.
Remember earlier when you said you were bad?
You.
You're proving it right now.
Hashtag bad math. This is why I'll never be. Johnny's loving it. I know one of our fans. I know Trista loves it because she tunes in for the annual show just to hear this argument. So thanks.
Why have we not determined that I'm right yet, and then we can just stop?
No, we're starting 14 years. It's fine. 15
Because
season
it's
coming
more
up this
fun to go through this every year.
We're 15 now.
If we just succeed, if we just told you were right, then I mean it snowballs
exactly.
from there. That is
The
a
bit
slippery
ends.
slope.
The bit ends, and don't be racist. I don't want to talk about slopes that way.
we can't allow that to start.
So Mark's tending his fingers just in fantasticness. I know it. I love it so much. All right, that's it. That's all. For Johnny P. Mark with a C and our special guest Tristan, I'm Scotty Waz. Take care of yourself and someone else. It's been Face Off Hockey Show on faceoffhockeyshow.com, which is also our Tumblr. Check out all the fun stuff there. Maybe some Katy Perry picks for our anniversary. Who's to say? Check us out on the Facebook, FOHS Radio there, and the Twitter, FaceOffHCKY Show. Did we get any questions at all on our email?
No.
All right, good.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares
Way to tune in.
what our opinions are.
We talk about bronies. We talk about bowling. We talk about Katy Perry's tits. We talk about Winter Classics. And
I think we covered everything that anyone could possibly have any questions
you know
about.
what? Why are we even doing a show from this point forward?
Don't forget, we also talked serial killers tonight.
We did talk serial killers too.
Ooh, that got dark.
Don't be racist. Until next week. Peace.